What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I am one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer, Nick Scarpino.
Hi, everyone.
The pure one, Tim Geddes.
Let Tim host.
And for the first time ever, my Italian meatball, Brian Altano.
Brian, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
I love this show.
If you're wondering where Colin Moriarty is, he's dead.
He died.
No, he's just dead. He had an obligation pop up out of the blue. He had to go take care of it. And our good buddy, Brian Altano, we've seen you tweeting. All the people tweeting me at. Get Agent Bizzle on the show. Brap, brap.
Happens a lot.
Comedy button for life. Well, we're inseparable.
Yeah.
Remember when we didn't work together on every project?
Yeah, now we do.
Yeah, I
and
love
it's
it.
like everything's all crossed over. It's sort of like what was it, TGIF, where all the shows started like intermingling.
Sure.
See, Colin and I talk about.
I thought you were going to talk about
No, I know, I'm
the
with you.
restaurant chain.
Oh, the restaurant chain.
Which I really
TGI
liked.
Fridays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they slept with an Applebee's one night.
Did they?
Yeah, it was gross.
No, see, this is good though because you're right. Like at IGN, there's definitely like there's all the different funny people, and now we're finally all like, you know what? Let's be funny together.
Let's pump the brakes on
like it.
all
We.
the funny
Oh,
people.
wait.
The
We.
pure ones here.
Yeah,
Going to show us how to sit straight and drink Mexican Cokes.
I like
Tim,
Coke.
every week I watch this show.
Yeah.
And every week as we're doing the show, I think to myself, this is the hardest I'm trying at having good posture. And then I watch the show, and your posture blows everyone else's posture out of the
No.
water.
Whatever.
It's
Oh no, it's
disgusting.
amazing. I noticed it on a show with you earlier today. Actually,
That's funny. I just sit.
Yeah.
I just do my thing.
It makes me worse because it's kind of like when you're driving and there's a cop behind you,
Right.
And he's driving perfectly, and you're
Right,
like,
right,
"What?"
Yeah, you have nothing to hide, but you worry more about it.
Yeah, it's bad.
I'm with you. If you're watching at home, remember we put it up as an MP3 every Friday at GameOverGreggy.bandcamp.com. Then for Monday, you can get it for free. GameOverGreggy.com. If you're watching the YouTube version, your eyes aren't playing tricks on you. Tim and Nick are both wearing Mickey Mouse shirts that they did not plan.
No, I was in Disneyland this weekend and it was amazing. I love Disneyland.
I just really like my shirt.
You do love Disneyland. You talk about it all the time.
It's great.
How often do you go?
Not enough. This is my first time in like 2 years.
Every year we go to VidCon, we drive by it, and every year Nick tells Tim that we'll go this year, and then we never do, and Tim's always all crybaby about
He's
it.
just like in the
I
window.
die on the inside.
No,
because
but
it's one of those places where
you're so tired at the end of it. You're
yeah,
just
but I
like,
don't
I'm
care though. I
done.
still want to go because it's the one place in the world where the Disney princesses are real. Like they're
Here
real
we go.
people. And
So
it's
how many
just the
sexual
best.
harassment suits do you have there?
They're not real.
So-
They're not real people.
Oh, they're real people.
Not really.
They're real.
No, they're like.
I heard them sing, Altano.
Okay.
Saying to
I mean,
me.
that's-
Mulan came out and sang, and it was
Really?
awesome. Yeah.
Did they have Frozen yet? Were you excited? They have
So the
Frozen
line
lady?
for those people were like 2 hours long, and we're like, nah,
Yeah.
can't do that.
Well, here's
Sorry,
the thing. Here's the
Elsa.
thing.
I'll
The
be
Disney
back.
princesses at Disney, right? There's actually two types of them. There's the street ones that you see out in the wild that you take pictures with and get autographs with, and
You
then
mean the
there's
ones
the
outside of Disneyland that are in downtown Anaheim.
no, that's the third type.
Okay.
But then there's the parade ones
Yeah.
where they're like, oh, we're doing an Ice Capade special show over in like the Bubblegum Theater, whatever the hell they have, and that's when they try out the ones that can sing and everything like that.
Yeah.
The rest of them are just like they're kind of the street hussy Disney princesses.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure
The
you
trash.
know.
Well,
yeah,
the
trash.
street
I
Well,
wanna
we
make
went
sure
we
you
went
know
during the
differences.
Valentine's Day weekend, so they
Okay.
did this thing, the True Love weekend, where you get to go and meet all of the different couples and stuff, and like they're the legit ones. It
What
was
about-
Tim
was-
knows
What
how
a
to show
scam
someone.
this thing
I
is.
know.
You go meet the true couples.
well, no, but the meaning
Who are the
like
true couples?
I know who it
the,
means, like-
the ones that they actually look like them and sound like them and stuff.
Like Eric
There's
and
this
Ariel.
Belle, the Belle. I don't know who you are, but I hope you're watching this show.
Yeah, I'm sure
you
she
are
is.
incredible.
Really?
She's. I need to.
Wait, but did they have like Chip and Gadget?
Chip and Dale? are
Why
there.
you laugh? Like this is
No,
a real question they had to ask over there.
That's not True
From,
Love.
from the Rescue Rangers?
That's Disney characters.
What
that were
about
in
Huey,
True
Dewey,
Love.
and Louie? Yeah, were they just chilling together?
Wait, no, those
So
are
that
nephew
isn't during
brothers.
Valentine's week. There's the Long Lost
They're in
Friends
love.
week, and that's when they come out.
That's
How
the
do you
long
know-
lost
Long lost friends.
What do you follow?
Yeah, is there
to
like
know
what-
all this?
Where's
Is
the
there-
Oh,
calendar?
feed?
I follow a bunch of Twitters and Instagram stuff.
I need to know how to
So
use
in-
Instagram.
do you know
before
how to use
Google Tim
Instagram?
Geddes and ask.
I know a thing or two. But yeah, you follow Disney Sounds.
Oh, Portillo's
There's all
here.
that secret stuff. And blogs these days. On
course.
BuzzFeed, you can't go 3 days without like, oh, here's
75 things that
Well,
Disney
wait,
is
know
doing
about
today.
Disney.
How are there
Disneyland.
long lost friends in
8
the Disney
million
universe? There's
Thank
only
you.
like 50 people in the whole universe. Like Huey, Dewey,
That
and
is-
Louie live together.
Yeah, how can they be long lost
there's
friends?
so many people. Especially now that they have
No,
Pixar.
they have a lot of crossover.
But nobody's
I
getting
know that there's
lost.
Star Wars
Nobody's
people
lost.
and like
Think
there's-
about all
they have
that.
Marvel people now too at Disneyland.
Bullshit. Who from Marvel is at
So
Disneyland?
whenever there's the new
Thor?
movies,
Captain
they
Iron
like,
Man.
Fuck Thor.
So when
fuck
Iron-
Captain Iron Man.
when Iron Man came out, they like in the movie when you see all his suits
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that room, they recreated that room in
Oh,
Tomorrowland.
that's cool.
And then now it's Thor's like
Asgardian Temple.
Asgardian Temple, and like they do this crazy thing where he like every like half hour he comes out and like lightning comes down and like this dude that looks just like Thor comes out and like takes pictures and stuff. It's fun.
Does it blow anyone's mind that Disney owns everything?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good thing.
I think it is, but Colin would, if he wasn't dead, he'd be here telling you how they're going to ruin Star Wars. Blah, blah, blah. It was already ruined.
Yeah,
Can
it was
I
already
do,
ruined.
can I do my
about it.
best, Colin?
Please do.
So, Greg, I watch a lot of NPR.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I can't do it. That's
I was
all
going to
got.
say, it's interesting that someone watches a lot of national public radio.
Yeah.
But
My best call is just.
Oh, he does that. Yeah.
I love that.
cut the shit, Portillo. I hear that a lot. That's
Do
one.
you get that?
And then, Xbox on. Xbox on! I hate this thing. It never works.
And then Seinfeld comes on and he's like this.
We
No,
love Colin Moriarty.
I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome that Disney. I mean, it's I don't know if it's Darwinian, but I guess it's survival of the fittest, right? Disney is amazing. They've been amazing, and they've been able to succeed where others have failed, and now they've been able to sort of slowly gather all these other cool things that were sort of losing their way for a while. Like Marvel's been pretty okay, but they had some years there where they were letting go of their
where they
characters.
went bankrupt?
Yeah, where they were
Yeah.
letting go of their characters like
Yeah.
crazy.
I love how you describe Marvel's last few years as pretty okay.
I guess they had the
but
biggest
before they
movie
were
of all
acquired
time.
by Disney, they were, in the last
Right.
10, 15 years, it's been a little topsy-turvy.
Yeah. Before they made billion-dollar movies every other day.
Right. So, which is amazing. And they can...
And
we had
Guardians
this-
looks amazing.
Yeah, we had
by
this
the way.
discussion about Guardians, and everyone was like...
Amazing.
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy looks okay. Greg
It
Miller,
looks
Greg Miller,
awesome.
comic book fan, will not be seeing it.
Do you read
Did
Guardians?
you read Guardians?
No,
I love Guardians.
I'm not. Everyone knows I'm a DC fanboy. That's well proven on this.
Yes.
I'm now an Image fanboy as well. But these are characters I don't know. The trailer looks funny. It looks like a fun
Now,
rental.
let's clarify.
I really wanted to see Fast 7. Never made it out to see that.
Wow. That's
not out
sacrilege,
yet.
A. And B, no one knows these characters. You're like, these are characters everyone... No one knows Guardians of the Galaxy, except for Tim.
James Gunn knows them.
James Gunn's a badass. I thought the trailer looked great.
James Gunn's
It's
awesome.
gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
I think I don't know anything about these characters, but I think it's surreal to me that these B and C teams are starting to get their own movies, because this is the
Right.
dream I had reading comics growing up. It's like, oh, they're gonna make a Wildcats movie. I'm like, they'll never make a Wildcats movie, but now they might make a Wildcats movie.
They might. And I think I think the tone of the trailer, though, not
Tone looks funny.
to go too much, is like this is almost the B team.
But that's
Right.
what Guardians is.
Which is why I think it's cool. I think they're going about it the right way, and if they stick with that shtick, where it's like these are the guys that they're making fun of them. It's not irreverent, self-aware. They know that these guys aren't.
But they're all.
the
They're
Avengers.
also badass.
Yeah, they're badass.
Like the girl's the daughter of Thanos. Like
Spoilers. I didn't know that.
that's
That's
not
why you ruined it for me.
Tim,
I had a problem with that, by the
Is
way.
So
the raccoon
active.
the nephew of somebody?
is it the
the nephew of Awesome.
Roger?
See, that's all about that. You give me
Ricky-
a stupid
Ricky
little
Raccoon.
talking
Ricky
raccoon that talks shit and shoots people. I'm like, yes.
And you cast Bradley Cooper as him.
This
That's
is gonna
pretty
be so
awesome.
good.
I
And
think
Vin
it's gonna be
Diesel.
good.
Oh man.
Who's Vin? Oh,
He's
Vin
the
Diesel's
tree
the
dude.
tree. Group.
Yeah. See, I'm torn, because if the only beautiful woman in your movie is green,
What?
Fine with it.
I got some questions.
I don't know, man. No, it won't be.
Why?
See,
Peter Quill, he gets it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's about to.
here's the thing.
Lay down.
Here's the problem. Guardians of the Galaxy immediately does one of the Greg Miller movie sins, which is removes Earth from the equation.
Oh.
And once we're
I do
once
hate
we're in
that
deep
too.
space, it's so I hated Mass Effect 1.
Yeah.
I loved Mass Effect 2 because it was a much better game. But once we're out there, it's so hard. There's a million exceptions,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm like, now I gotta look at this girl who was Avatar and also
Yeah.
Star Trek and,
And
be
now
like, now
she
you're
was
green
blue,
girl.
now she's green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't. That doesn't bother me.
They let her be everything but black.
I think some of the best movies ever made, some of the best sci-fi ever made, has been out in the middle of space.
No,
All
I
the
know.
aliens
I
and
don't
stuff.
like sci-fi. That's the thing.
really?
That's a turnoff for me. Yeah. Like
Yes.
when the Superman stories I don't like is when he's more alien than human.
Do you like westerns?
Oh, you don't like it when it.
When he's I'm a
So you didn't like the
I'm a
movie, then?
Kryptonian adopted by the no. You were like Smallville. You were a dude raised in Kansas who happens to be an alien, but it's not like he's
right.
defined by that. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like there was a
I hear
Lois
you.
and Clark episode that really pissed me off, where when New Krypton showed up, Justine Bateman came down from New Krypton.
Justine Bateman.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, she was a character in the show. She wasn't like I'm Justine Bateman. She was like the
No,
actress.
but
Justine.
at what point was that her debut on the show, or had she been
Oh
on the
yeah,
show for a while?
She was just a guest star. She was like 2
That's
3
cool.
episodes.
They got her.
She came down and was like, Kal-El, you need to come back with us. And Superman's like, all right, peace, Earth. And I was like, what? Go fuck yourself, Superman.
So on a side
After
note,
30 years of being our boy, you're like, well, sorry, these
Here's-
weirdos
He's out.
I don't know.
Greg, here's something I've always before we actually get to the real topics, here's something I've always wanted to ask you. So in the movie Superman, Man of Steel, rather.
Oh, sorry.
The one that just came out. Their ideas are like, we're going to terraform this world.
Yeah.
So it's like Krypton, right?
Right.
So would they still have superhuman powers on this world? Or would, because they're changing the gravitational pull and all that stuff, would they just be normal again?
See, now you're asking a $1 million question that is complicated because of how they explain the Man of Steel mythos.
Right.
From an objective scientific sense,
Yeah.
I would tell you they would still have powers because they'd still be orbiting Earth's yellow sun,
Yellow
which gives
sun.
him power.
Right.
However,
But they didn't talk
when,
about the yellow sun that
when
much.
they climbed in that stupid ship, and he's like, "Oh, you're getting sick, Kal-El. It's because we have the atmosphere of
atmosphere
Krypton
was
in
it?
here." I was
Right.
like, I kind of understood
kinda
that, but then they
it's a
kind
more
of made it
dense-
weird.
It's a more dense atmosphere. I
Sure.
get that.
So I don't know what, but I don't know. Like, I guess the yellow sun wasn't coming through the windows. It's a weird thing.
Because I always just thought it was kind of weird that if you had the opportunity to bring your entire race back, this is an interesting question for you guys. If you had the opportunity to bring the human race back, or you and like 8 of your best friends could go rule another planet because you're gods, what would you do?
Couldn't I just blend in? Do I have to rule him? Can't I be like?
No, you can
Yeah.
do whatever you want.
I just want to go chill with them.
So like the human race is dead, and you're like, all I have to do is kill this one dude because he's got the cryptex in him and whatever weird MacGuffin that is, and all I have to do is kill him, and I plant the cryptex with this world mover,
40.
and then the human race basically can
Yeah.
exist again.
Yeah.
Or me, Tim, Brian, and Greg can go be Superman on another planet, blend in if we want to blend in. Hang out. They kind of look like us.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, they look exactly like us, except they're all way weaker than we are.
Yeah.
So no matter what they do, no matter how much they accomplish, we're way better than they are.
Yeah.
I think
What
you.
would you do?
I think you always kill one person to save everybody. That should be a hard law.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, so you're saying kill the guy for the deck?
So you're
to bring
saying
back
no
the...
Superman, you would just kill the guy?
No,
and
I
bring back
want
the
all of
human
you
race?
dead, and I want to planet to myself.
Oh,
and I
okay.
want superpowers out of it.
Okay.
See,
so
I-
you'd kill all. We would war between us. You'd
Yeah.
probably kill me first because you're like more like meaner than I am. Tim would go down like a bitch.
I'd go
Greg
down.
would be the
Well,
one
no,
you'd have a hard time
you'd
with.
go at Tim, and his father would come out
Just
of
out of nowhere, like
Hulk punching you. No, see, this is the whole thing. Is like I'm not. If I was last son of Earth sent off somewhere, I'm raised on their planet. I find out that I have super abilities, and then somebody's like, "Oh yeah, you can kill everyone here and bring back your old race." I'd be like, "No, I'm totally into this new race."
Yeah, I like it.
I don't know. I have no connection just because of my genetics. to
So you're a
somebody.
race trader.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
I see how it is.
Sorry, human race. This planet of nice people who's being nice to me, and they're really cool, and I'm Superman. Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah. Just be nice to people.
Now, so you think you'd blend
That's a good
in?
law.
Yeah.
Would you blend in, or would you at some point? To be like, screw it. I don't want to pay taxes anymore. I don't want to work anymore. I'm tired of like not getting my way and trying to do everything the right way.
Greg
So
doesn't
I'm
even
just
blend in
gonna
with the human race
float up
now.
And like, oh, that's true. You got a damn pizza named after you because you bitch so much.
I don't
Oh, jeez.
understand. I like how
He
you're
peacocks
I
like
how
crazy.
Your whole thing is just like, oh yeah, like you'd have to work and pay taxes, and what? He doesn't have to work. He could fly anywhere. He could mine.
But he has to adhere to the normal like societal constraints.
He doesn't have to.
If he wants to blend in. If
No.
he wants to blend in, you have to have a job. No one's gonna be like, what do you? I guess you could just be like, I'm rich, dog.
Yeah, exactly.
But then people are like, who is this guy? I'm gonna start looking into why he's rich, and then like, no, he's rich
Oh,
because
maybe that's why Batman's bullshit.
okay, Batman's not bullshit.
Huh? Oh, I'm gonna look into why this guy's rich and not doing anything.
No,
Oh,
I'll be the first person to tell you that it's the most ridiculous thing that no one figures out more often who Batman is. But so I kind of like that's why I like watching the Justice League movie. It's like War was actually pretty cool, just because everyone kind of can figure it out in 5 seconds.
Yes.
Like Batman knows who everyone is.
yeah.
of course.
Yeah,
he
he's
does.
a detective. He should know. He should
and
know
he's
before.
got infinite resources.
What
at
sucks
his
about
disposal.
the Green Lantern movie is that it was terrible.
Yes.
But it had it had an awesome part in it, if you remember, where when he lands and walks up to Carol and he's like, "All right, thank you, Miss Ferris." Blah blah. She's like, "Hal?
Why are you doing that voice?
You think that covering
Yeah.
your cheekbones means I won't?" And like watching Arrow, that's the one thing that drives me crazy.
is that he's wearing a hood and that's it? And
well,
everyone's
it's like
"Who's
and
that guy with the
sometimes
hood?"
he's in the hood in completely dark rooms, and it's like, okay, I get that people wouldn't really know he's changing his voice and
Right.
stuff. And then there are literally other times where he's hanging out with the cop forever, and they're like doing like raids and stakeouts together. It's like, really, motherfucker? I can like if Tim put on a
Yeah.
hood right now and I hung out with him long enough,
I
like,
would
wait
know
a
it's
second.
Tim because I'd be like, all I'd have to do is close my eyes, and he'd be like this, Nick, hella, there's people robbing that bank.
But like
Hella,
they do this in the
no."
Batman movies too, where like Batman calls Lucius, and he's like
Yeah.
at his house. And they're hanging out, and he's like, Lucia's like, oh, here's your new car. And he's like, yeah, thanks, man. And then he gets out, and he's on the roof. He's like, and it's like, dude, I was at your house. I know who you are. You don't have to do that voice on the phone with me. Like that, just drop that.
Well, you gotta do it if you're in the public. If you're out there.
He's on a roof. He's on a roof in the middle of a city. No one can find him.
I enjoyed when in Batman Begins when he gets dosed with the scarecrow gas and he's like on the Alfred. So why are you yelling? And how the hell did Alfred get up there and get him? No, that I like it. Like that was one of my things about Man of Steel. Spoilers for Man of Steel, by the way, if we haven't already spoiled some of it, is the fact that they let Lois know from the beginning she was this awesome reporter and was able to figure it out on her own. Right? Now, of course, that ruins everything. On why now that you've let us break down that wall of believability, you're gonna tell me that he's gonna come there, no one's gonna put it together in Man of Steel 2, that everyone in Kansas is keeping their mouth closed because a cop drops Lois off at the Kent's doorstep with Superman in the front yard and a spaceship there.
Not only that, but you don't think that dude that works at the Denny's is gonna sell his story for millions of dollars?
They have made the IHOP product placement more prevalent for you to come out and just swing and miss like that.
I'm sorry about that. I was paying more attention to the scene, the mise en scène.
Sure. I was upset because if I had red hair, I would have been Pete Ross. That could have been my part.
You could have been Pete Ross. You should. Your goal in life should try to be to getting like not this one because they're already in production, but the next one. Try to get because my goal in life is always to be in a Harry Potter movie.
Yeah.
And that's gone.
That was your goal?
What the fuck would you have been?
I don't know.
Random Hogwarts pedophile?
Well, in my brain, I would have liked to think that I would have been
skinny troll,
the head of Gryffindor, like in the 80s when they were like,
they do like a throwback. Why is this 30-year-old in charge of Gryffindor?
I show up and everyone's like, oh my god, it's Nick from Gryffindor, the class of '84, and I'm like, hello, like just with a cool ass wave, like a badass wave. I don't know. I always wanted to be a part of those productions because I always thought they were really, really cool.
Oh, it's like I always talk about with the people on Up at Noon or whoever, like Rosenbaum or whoever. I would work at scale or under scale to be like, the voice of Superboy, right?
Yeah.
Like Nolan North is who I always talk about, right? Like if I was iconic and got into like an iconic role like that, I would straight up tell DC, I'm going to keep working other jobs. Whatever the base thing you have to pay me to make this happen, I want to be Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
I want to be connected to a character the rest of my life that I really love.
And that was for me, like I always, one of the guys I always envy is Chris Columbus, the guy, not the person that discovered America, but the guy, he's a director. He did Home Alone, also did the first 2 Harry Potter films.
Yeah.
And then he stayed on as, I think, either producer or executive producer for the rest of the films. Mm-hmm. So he just stayed, he wrote that out and hired other directors in because you burn out after a while. You're like, I'm doing this for a film doesn't just take the 8 weeks that it takes to film it. There's years that go into these longer films.
They take 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah. Well, according to the internet, it's like
the start and then where they send the names and then there's the end where there's more names.
Well, no one watches the name part.
Yeah, so it's like an hour and 45 minutes
because your wife has to go to the bathroom.
It's great.
But that was always one of the things I thought was he found a way to keep and be a part of the series. I'm sure a lot of it was financially driven too, where he's I made these 2 awesome films. Maybe he had a deal where he was like, I get a percentage of the back end, which
I'm sure he did.
For Harry Potter would be insane because that's one of the highest grossing franchises of all time. But no, I think honestly, and you'd see him with the kids, and you see it's crazy to watch. You see him; he doesn't age as much as the kids do because the kids started when they were like 11, and ended when they were like 19, and in those years they go from kids to adults, and then he's there on set with them, like still chilling with them, which I thought was cool. Mm-hmm. She's doing good work.
An adult.
Yeah,
I think she out of all of them is gonna have the best career going forward.
Yeah. Oh, you don't think Rupert?
He's doing work. He's doing good work.
What's he doing?
He does a lot of indie stuff. But she does indie stuff
just
too.
Make shit up. Don't just.
It's on Netflix. He's got like 4 movies on Netflix right now.
That was a Wikipedia article right there. Sources needed.
First of all, Hans Gruber is the dude from Harry Potter that had the best career, and no one will ever top that.
No, the girl from Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey. There's a Downton Abbey calendar over there if you're watching.
She played Professor McGonagall.
Oh, really? Did Bruce Willis throw her off a roof in one of the best movies ever made?
She's been in everything. She's been in so many movies.
That doesn't mean anything. Quality over quantity.
That's true. Alan Rickman's a badass.
Alan Rickman, man.
Mm-hmm. Alan Rickman's Ray Fiennes a badass also. Yeah. Also the new M in the next.
What's the fat kid's name? I don't watch Harry Potter.
Dudley.
What's the fat kid?
Not Dudley. The other one.
Fadley.
No, the guy that was Hufflepuff.
Oh.
You mean a Slytherin?
No.
The big guys that were Slytherin?
No, he means the guy who could have been Harry Potter but wasn't Harry Potter. Remember, his parents were killed too, and he was going to be...
Oh, my God.
I can picture him. He had bad teeth.
He's one of the main characters.
Yeah, we know.
He is. That's going to kill me. I got to look it up.
It's not going to kill me because I've never seen any of the Harry Potter.
Yeah,
really?
I watched
Not one. Really?
Just the first one.
Man, you're ahead of the race.
It's crazy.
Damn it, this is breaking my brain now, too.
Everybody loves it, though.
Yeah.
You don't hear any bad about it.
No. I just feel like it's like I came to it so late. Like I missed the Harry Potter.
He's got a
boss.
funny name, like Winterbottom or some shit like that.
Longbottom.
Neville.
Neville Longbottom.
Neville
Thank you.
Longbottom.
Yeah. Have you
Neville
seen
Longbottom.
him now?
That was gonna kill me.
No.
Have you guys seen him now?
No, is
No,
he hot?
is he like?
He's like a good-looking dude.
Really?
Like, yeah. Like he's better looking than like anyone else there.
Better looking
Wow.
than us? Is he better looking than us?
I mean,
Is he better looking than me?
He's
good.
Don't worry about it.
I don't know.
It was a hard yes.
You don't. You know.
I mean-
and that means a yes.
Look
Well,
at this.
I haven't seen this for months.
Look
so
at
I
my
don't remember.
Look at my
but
beard.
I'm
And
gonna
tell
look
me.
up Neville Longbottom here.
It's
All
not
right.
as good as that beard. But.
So Greg,
Yeah.
topics.
Well, okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar with the Game Over Greggy show, what it is that we put up this thing where 4 best friends come around a table, each with a topic. We then talk about it, discuss it for your amusement. We put up the MP3 for $1 Fridays, GameOverGreggy.bandcamp.com. If you want to be a cheapskate, which I would be, you can get it for free
We're not
over
gonna
at
blame you.
youtube.com/GameOverGreggy on Mondays. What?
We're not gonna blame you. We're not gonna hate you for
No,
that.
nobody cares. It's a buck. You don't need a buck. Here's the thing. We've been doing the show a while now.
Yeah.
We had feedback from last week's show that I wanted to talk about here on the air before we got going.
Good feedback.
Kind of. One of the topics last week, Brian, was the meanest thing you've ever done.
Oh,
And so I tossed out the fact that I won. You know,
glad I wasn't here for that.
I-
Oh no! If I remember correctly, you were like, I can't really remember any of the mean things
I
that
did
I've ever
not
done. You were
do
like,
that. I immediately went
I
to the
think
parking
I
and the
thought
handicap
of-
thing, blocking
Yes.
the guy with this girl. Then I basically burned out in front of him and didn't give him the time of day.
I want to read this. I want to read this thread so bad.
I tweeted that out, you know, for my time tweets here that I do, you know, what's the meanest thing you've ever done? And when I came back an hour later, all of my college friends had responded with stories that make me out to be the worst person on the face of the earth.
Oh,
my friend Seth
man.
says, I haven't watched, but the answer should be cheesing someone for an entire year.
Now I was like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah, wait.
This is the only one
What?
I've gone over with Nick and Brian because we're in the car. So at University of Missouri, I was in this thing called the Antlers, which is like this
Yes.
group to go
Yes.
cheer and be crazy at basketball games
it's
and
like
then
a
drink the rest
a
of the year.
sports cult.
Yeah, pretty.
Yeah.
That's a really good answer actually. And
A
so
sports cult.
you're mainly on your feet the
That is
entire
exactly
game.
what it's like.
But for like halftime, you'll sit down, but the rest of the time you're standing
Mm-hmm.
up. So at every game, somebody at some point would get nachos or one of the pretzels that and they
Yeah.
come with a little thing of cheese. And so
Pretzel nuggets.
yeah, and
I love-
we had full pretzels, not the nugs, but I know what you're talking
I
about.
love those.
So every game for 1 year, I would find one of those little circles of cheese, wait for my friend Seth to stand up and be cheering, and then strategically place it. So at some point, he'd be so tired from standing the entire game, he'd sit down and in his jeans, get his
the
ass
cheese.
covered in cheese. And every antler thought it was the
cheese.
funniest thing, and he would chase me around and try to beat me up and stuff. But I did it game after game. And
Why?
it worked.
Why did he always sit in front of you?
Well, no. That please, I was ninjaing it. I was like all over the place. I'm like slipping.
Greg
in and out.
Miller, ninja, is the best.
A 6'2" person walking around with a bunch of guys in dresses
With
and
blue
crazy
hair at this
outfits.
point?
No, I didn't have blue hair.
Greg
for this
Miller's a ninja. What's the first thing that popped into your mind?
Chris Farley.
Yep.
All right, my friend Kellen said vomiting in Adam White's fish tank has to
I've
rank
heard
you
that
up there,
story.
Miller. Yeah, when I drank. This is the end of me socially smoking. I used to be
God.
a social smoker.
Right.
And so we had a caps tournament, which is a drinking game tournament. We lost in the finals, so I was totally wasted. We went to a house party at our friend's Adam White's house, and he was out there smoking, and I'm drunk, and it's a party, so I'm like, I'll smoke with you, and I smoked the cigarette. I'm like, I'm such a badass. I look
so
cool.
cool.
And then I finish it and toss it, and he's a real smoker. He's like,
Yeah.
he used to be, and he's like, I'm gonna have another, and I'm like, you know what? I'll have another too.
Nope.
And I finished that second one. I'm like, I don't feel as cool. And so then we went into his room to do shots with some other people. And so we did the shots and put him down. I'm like, do you mind if I lay down in your bed just for a second? He's like, yeah, whatever, no big deal. And so I'm laying there. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be sick. So I get up out of the bed. I walk out. Right outside of his door is the bathroom door. Turn the handle, jiggle it. It's locked. Now, a sober man would have said, right, if I just go up the wall, follow the wall, and turn back, there's the door outside, and I'm done.
Right.
I'm like, I'm retreating to Adam White's room. I go in there, and I'm like, there's got to be a trash can in here for me to puke in, of course. I see the trash can next to the bed. I lift the lid. It's full of clothes. I'm like, this is a hamper, not a trash can. Now, at this point, we have run out of time.
Some kind of clothes garbage.
So I put it down. I do one of those frantic looks, and all I can cue in is the fish tank. And I run over there in like a 80s movie, puke in this fish tank. I kill 3 out of 5 tropical fish.
Yeah.
But I come back the next day and help clean it up, pay for the fish, get a new fish.
I want to mention best part of that story. 2 of those fish lived.
And they're scarred for life.
Yeah, they put out a rap album after that.
They're literally like, they're never going to be the
That's
same.
incredible.
Seth responds to Kellen's thing and says, what about pouring trash all over Hayes while he was trying to study? Now, this is an exaggerated story. What happened is my room shared a wall with this guy, Hayes, one of my best friends, and I had a door there. And so I told him drunkenly at the party, if he went to bed early, I was going to open that door and I wouldn't be responsible for what happened. And so he went to bed early, and I opened that door, and Parker and Booth picked up my trash can. Now, I was a real human being, so I had a full-sized trash can you put on the street.
Full of clothes, right?
And chicken wing bones and all this horrible stuff.
Oh my God.
And they went in there and dumped it on Hayes, and it was the maddest I've ever seen someone at me. He was none too pleased.
Wait a minute, hold on. Having like a giant industrial-sized trash can in your dorm room doesn't make you a man. That makes you a disaster.
I was saying that this is a dumb thing. Why the hell did I have a 55-gallon trash can in my room?
for raking leaves?
Yeah, like a full-on huge-ass trash can I had in there.
A lot of
and
chicken
And
wings.
that was the thing, exactly. There's chicken wings in there from weeks ago. Like, it was
Oh,
disgusting.
no.
Kellen then says, what about burying Hayes' seashells in Edisto? We went to Edisto, South Carolina for a spring break. Hayes went around following all these seashells he was going to use to make things for his family and stuff. And I took them and buried
What goes to your brain when you do something like that?
Seth responds to that and goes, that was awesome. The best part was the evil laugh that you couldn't help but do the whole time.
What you're doing now.
Yeah, exactly. Michael Booth says, how about telling someone you'd fake kick them and actually kicking them really hard?
You're such a bully. You're a bully.
No, it was funny.
Here he goes.
We were throwing. I didn't do this, but we had our house. Then there was a house party across the street. We came out, and people from my house, again, not me, this for real, I had nothing to do with it, threw eggs into the group of the party over there. So then that party got mad and came at us, and I went out there to defend them, and then I went back in and explained what was happening. I'm like, Booth, you come out. I'm going to fake punch you to get over it, and then I'll fake kick you. And so Booth came out, and he was like, I did it, and I fake punched him, and then I really kicked him while he was on the ground.
Holy crap.
I was kind of drunk. Kellen says, how about making a comic strip for the school paper about one of your friends dying? I did in my comic strip.
What?
This one time in the school paper, I drew the comic strip for Mizzou,
That's
right?
terrible.
Wait,
And-
you did this regularly?
Yeah.
Really? I did not know this.
Yeah, twice a week.
Okay.
For a semester.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so one week they pulled one of my comics because it would have been making fun of the volleyball team and they didn't want it, so they ran an old comic. And so then for the next comic, I said, you might have noticed that we ran an old comic last week. It's because my friend Kellen Huffman died, and I put his picture in a rest in peace. And people who went to school with us called his mother in like small town Missouri and had to make sure he wasn't dead.
Terrible.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Who the hell in their right mind would let you write a
Who
comic
gives this
strip?
guy his own comic strip?
Who gives him that? What's wrong with you people?
Here's the final one that I'll read before we can get to the real show, right? Michael Booth says, or calling up a douchey one stripe. This is a first-year antler. Calling up a first-year antler to clean up piss that exploded in our fridge.
Wait, what?
Whoa.
It was another prank me and Booth had where we drank all the brass monkey that I was telling you about earlier, right?
Yeah.
And so then we peed into the bottle, and we're going to try to pass it off on somebody at a party as a joke.
Hey,
Craig, what is...
I never claimed to be a
Terrible.
good person. I'm
You
better
gave
now.
me shit for turning lights on to couples making out, and this
No,
shit.
I didn't. He did. He did that.
I did. That's horrible. Greg,
This
you're
is
like
college.
You're like O'Doyle. In that day of O'Doyle rules.
Yeah, I remember.
You were O'Doyle.
I wasn't a bully to anybody.
You were a bully.
Yeah, no,
did
you
I
kind of were a
bully?
bully. Also, I want to let you know something. You don't know what prank means.
Yeah, you're just like seriously putting people's
You
lives
jump
in
right
danger.
in a hate crime. Like, hey, maybe he'll drink my frozen pee. Not a prank.
No,
That's like a thing you do to poison someone
If
so
I
they
remember,
die.
it might have been that people were stealing the monkey, and so to get
Oh,
to,
yeah,
to
that makes-
find the stealer.
No, this is the part where in his brain he
don't
retconned a story
I don't know.
to make
This
it
is
sound
Nano
like...
machines.
This is who is to say what me and Booth used to
Because
do.
I used to do this when I was a kid. Like, we would light shit on fire, and we'd be like, my mom would be like, "Why did you do that?" And we'd be like, "Oh, bad guys." There's no
Yeah.
bad guys. You just peed in the bottle and put it in the fridge.
Hey, I'm not. You know what? The pee thing was a bad idea, and God intervened before then and froze the bottle. At which point it shattered in the fridge, which was just our kegerator, so not a real fridge. So then we had frozen pee in there, and we made
chunks of frozen pea.
yeah. So then we made
Vesicles.
we made
Vesicles.
one of the recruits come and clean it up.
Pelagmites.
Was there like a rush that these guys had to go through to join your
It's
sports
not like a
cult?
rush so much.
It's probably clean the fridge.
Did you haze people? Obviously you did.
No.
Clearly you hazed
No,
people.
not like the bad haze.
Oh, like you made them drink a lot. And then-
Yeah.
that's always fun.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
No, it doesn't count at all. So there were some stories there that I forgot
Yeah,
about that I was
yeah.
happy to have my friends remind me of in my youngin' days
That's awesome.
of being a freewheeler Midwest kid.
My God.
Yeah, you're so conservative now. That's the thing that I always.
Well, no, it's one of those things. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
No, you're still really bad.
but I'm
Yeah,
not
you're
like
terrible.
that, right? Like, I'm a better person. I'm a good friend.
Well, here's the thing. Most of the time I interact with you is like at work.
Yeah.
But I think if one day they were like, hey, there's no bosses around for like a week.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it would get Mad Max all over again.
No, it
because
wouldn't.
all right, we work with a guy, Brian Albert,
Yeah.
who came into work one day.
Oh, these are fun pranks to him too.
He came into work.
He was so terrified of you that whole day. You too.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
And he sits in between.
He sits
you guys.
between us, which is just like freshman hazing. It's the worst thing to do to somebody.
It's almost like they didn't give him a real desk. They
yeah,
made him sit between you two,
Basically.
as like a trial by fire.
Yeah. And we love him. He's an awesome guy, great writer. And he came in one day with a burrito, and he sat down, and we were like, "Hey, man, where the fuck's our burrito?" And he's like, "Oh, I just got one for myself. I didn't know you wanted burritos." And we're like, "We always want burritos. Why the fuck would you go out there, get a burrito, and not even think of us?" And then you and I, we escalated an entire war with him
Right.
that he had no idea was
We
even
flipped
happening.
his desk at some point.
Yeah. So he walked away. We took his desk, put it upside down, his chair, and put everything on the floor. And then I took his MacBook and laid it on top of his chair. And then I took my old food plate that I ate lunch on, put it on top of the MacBook. The MacBook fell on the floor, and password got reset, and nothing would turn on. So that's when the prank stopped being the prank and started being like, "Oh, we've done
A
thousands of
fireable
dollars."
offense.
Yes,
That's when I started thinking fireable offense.
Exactly.
No, even today, we were talking today at the end of the day, and you needed to talk to me and Tim, and I was lagging, and you were like, "I'm going to take this opportunity to make Tim think I'm pissed at him."
Oh my God. I was horrified.
We were walking into the room, and I'm like, "Tim, can you get Nick?" And Tim's like, "Yeah, of course, hella." And then I went into the room and sat down, and Tim came in and sat down, and there was no Nick. And I did the lean to look, and I couldn't see Nick coming. So I just looked at Tim, and I go, "Tim, was I not fucking clear when I said I wanted Nick?" And like all the color drained out of your face, and you couldn't process the information that I was
like,
giving you.
He's coming. And he came well,
He came a little
later
bit
because
yeah.
he's Nick.
I'm always a little late.
But I
That's what
told
it
you
goes.
immediately.
Yeah, you did. I got sidetracked by something stupid. Probably. I was like, "Oh, look at a picture or something."
Oh, there's a girl to talk to.
But I mean,
Oh, wow.
in the grand
At
scheme,
work,
like,
Tim, I'm always 100%.
nobody drank Greg's piss. So
Nobody
he's-
was gonna drink my piss.
So
We
you're
would've
working
stopped
on it. You've toned
No,
it down.
this is what I want to dial back for 1 second. I always talk about Mizzou and how much I love Missouri and yada yada yada. The people I hung out with made me such a better person and actually gave me grounded values to where I think I'm I'm not proud of the person I was, you know what I mean? Or like the pranks I would play, like especially in high school even, like the pranks I would play or do stupid stuff there, like what I thought was funny to get a laugh from other people. I'm not proud of that. I feel really bad about it.
What'd you
actually.
do in high school? Like poop ice cubes?
No, I don't even mean that, but I mean just like, you know how we're talking
Hey guys, try some of these chocolate ice cubes.
on the car right here, Nick was talking about us ganging up on him, right? And like
I
how-
was
yeah.
joking about
But
that.
I get sensitive about that because I used to gang up on my friends or
Yeah.
a few specific friends, and I'm sure it made them feel like shit. But like everybody else laughed, so I was funny because of it. But it's like I don't want to be that.
No, I wouldn't.
I
hang out
know
with you
you're
guys
not
if you guys
saying
were
that now, but I'm telling you why I was like, I'm not. We don't gang up on you. Blah, 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 blah.
So
Because
going
I
back
think
to,
more of like
to Brian,
burying your seashells.
there's that worm thing.
Oh, the worm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
we got this. Greg gets his package in the mail,
Guild Wars 2.
and it's from Guild Wars 2, and it's
Get
this.
him out of there. Don't
No,
let
he's
him.
being stupid. He's fine.
And it's this rubber.
going for a
It's this
napkin.
rubber worm that looks like
then
one of the
no, get him
worms
out of
from Tremors,
Porty, come here.
or like the thing they almost flew in the mouth of in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Sarlacc.
Yeah, well, no, not the,
No,
it's
the
kind of like a
big- the thing
sarlacc
on-
mouth, and then like the worm's body. It's a worm with a sarlacc mouth. So it's like 2 feet long. It's rubber and it's wet and sticky and
it's like a
gross.
giant gummy bear.
Yeah, and it
consistency.
smells. It smells like
yeah,
a
it
gummy
smells like
bear.
a gummy worm.
But
Yeah.
it says like "do not eat" all over it. So we take this thing. And we're like, what are we supposed to do with it? And we're smelling it. We're taking pictures of it and stuff like that.
Smelling it.
And Greg goes down on it. It's gross. And so he takes the worm and he shoves it in the bottom of Brian Albert's backpack. And then Brian Albert's like working late. And
Yeah,
it's
he's
like,
probably totally exhausted, stressed out because
like
he's there
7
till like
o'clock
9:30.
at IGN, 7:30, 8 o'clock. All the lights shut off. It gets really dark, and it's weird because it's sort of like it's like a theme park after hours, right? Where like
It's
fun
it's
and-
like 5 minutes later in the movie, someone's getting killed.
yes,
Yeah.
totally. Like all the fun and magic from the building is gone. No one's playing video games, and it's very dark and very All the toys look scary all of a sudden.
Greg
So
Miller
apparently
dressed like a
he's
clown.
ready to leave, and he lifts up his bag and he goes to put something in. And he's like, "Oh, it's kind of heavy," and he reaches in and feels this like it's
Slimy,
like
gross.
It was like those old like Halloween things where like, "Hey, put your hand in this thing," and guess what it is? It's brains. Just kidding. It's spaghetti noodles. You're an idiot. You're gonna be in special classes. So
Damn.
he reaches down and he pulls out this wet rubber worm, and he's like, "I don't know what this is." He has no context. There's no backstory, and then he's basically like, he takes a picture and he tweets it, and he's like, "Whoever did this is dead." And Greg and I,
we successfully deflected it to Leah.
yeah.
See, these are fun pranks, though.
Yeah, but
I'm-
what I don't get
the
is-
jokes there are mean. Dumping trash on someone while they sleep, that's mean.
So Greg
But granted,
sent-
I didn't do that.
Greg sends me a
Open the
screen
door.
cap of his tweet, and we start laughing about it. And I'm on the couch at home with my fiance. I'm 32, and I start just giggling so hard I almost fall off the couch. And she's like, "What's so funny, honey?" And I'm like, "We put a rubber fruit worm in a guy's backpack, and he felt it. And he didn't know what it was. Ha ha!" And
Oh
now
my
I'm telling
God.
him that if he digs it open, he might find a prize. We'll keep the thing going. And she's like, "What's wrong with you?"
I can't marry
Brian, I know you'll feel my pain on this. Sometimes I try to relate things that were really funny in my day to my wife,
Oh, that never works.
and it never works.
Yeah.
She just looks at me like, "You work in a playground."
Yeah.
But this is not a real office. Like the
Yeah.
things you guys are allowed to say and do at work are like illegal. That's got to be illegal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, like the other day, you showed me our RoboCop remake.
Yes.
.com or whatever.
Our
This-
RoboCopRemake.com. If you haven't seen it yet, go and watch it.
It's so
amazing.
hysterical, and like literally, it's 12 hours later, whatever. I don't even know. 20 hours later, and I'm in bed with Christine. We're just talking about our days, and she's talking seriously about her day, and all of a sudden, the whole scene in the whole sequence of them blowing off the rapist's dick over and over
Over and
again,
over again, yeah.
comes
Multiple
into my head,
rapists.
and I just laugh hysterically to the point that I'm wheezing, and I have to get the iPad to show her, and she's like, "This is funny, but it's not as funny." And I'm like, wait till he gets in the car. Wait till
He
he
tries
gets
to get in the car. He can't get in the car.
And
So
I was
funny.
dead.
Like, have
For people that are watching, by the way. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, have you guys ever watched the season or the series finale of The Shield?
No.
No, I never did.
Okay.
I watched.
So I won't give it
4
away. then.
seasons
No one
of
here
that.
has.
No.
Okay.
That's someone's.
Well, that's
funny.
gonna be. It's gonna be like us if we ever get real jobs. Like right now, we're renegade cops.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, "Rah!" And then it ends where it's just like, "Oh, you can't do that anymore."
That's one of my biggest concerns because we've all been at IGN for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I could. Like, it would be hard to acclimate to a different environment where people are like, they don't joke around all the time. They don't
Right.
have fun all the time. They
Yeah.
don't work around fun products all the time.
Yep.
And like, our job is basically to talk about and review toys for all intents and purposes.
Yep.
And it's awesome. And
Yep.
the crazier we get, the more we get rewarded by views and fake money, i.e. bagels.
Oh,
We
the
just get
bagels.
real. We got bagels back, which is awesome. Anyway, I was gonna explain really quickly. For those of you who don't know what our RoboCop remake is, a bunch of filmmakers got together and all parsed up RoboCop and remade the movie and launched it before the actual remake came out. And they did it with Star Wars, but I thought it was the coolest thing. I didn't see the Star Wars one, but they've done. Apparently, this has
Me
happened
neither.
before.
I didn't even know they made a Star Wars one.
They did a Star Wars one. Apparently, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost partook.
Oh, nice.
Which I thought was cool.
They were R2D2 and C3PO.
Which is genius.
It is so good.
But this one I thought was really, really cool because if you just go, and there's a Vimeo link, just skip around the link, and every time you land on something, I guarantee it'll be funny. Like, I landed on the part where they blow Alex Murphy away, and instead of actually doing it because they didn't have the squibs and stuff, it was just an interpretive dance.
Yeah.
So every once in a
so
while, they would
good.
he would go like this, and someone would just like bring up a big red curtain behind him, like it was blood, and then it would go back to
Genius, man.
And I just watched it.
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
love that.
and then I skip forward, and it's the scene where Clarence Boddicker is talking. And he's like, guns, 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 and like dips his finger in the guy's wine and like snorts it, but it's all women,
And it's milk and cookies.
and it's milk and cookies. And like he's like, check out this, and they pour out just all these cookies, and it's so well done because the women are actually funny as hell. Not that I'm surprised by that. Women can be funny, but anyway, you should check it out if you haven't seen it. I tweeted it out, but no one actually takes my tweets seriously.
oh,
I do. You're getting there.
Well, it's because I keep tweeting at myself by accident.
Yeah.
Which I did last night. I misspelled something in a tweet last night, so I went to fix it, and I copy and pasted it, and it actually tweeted at me.
Yeah, it always
and so
happens.
there was one dude who was like, "Are you tweeting at yourself now?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yes."
You need to Google at Tim Geddes and ask him how to
Google
use
at
Twitter.
Tim Geddes and ask him how not to tweet at yourself. Also, ask him how to use Instagram.
I also want to say, I don't know where there's this like photo of you that I see always now.
Finnegan took it. Finnegan took it.
It's incredible.
Haters gonna hate.
It's so incredible because I can't. It catches you so perfectly between creepy as hell and just dapper, handsome as hell. I'm like, you're the creepiest Cub Scout dad where you're like, I'll drive the kids home.
No,
and then you look back and you're like, ding.
What makes
That's
it
what it
even
looks like.
worse is every
There it
time
is.
someone takes a good picture of me, it's in
Yes.
that shirt.
Yes.
It's in that shirt. They can't see it. It's too
Yeah, they
far
can.
away.
They all saw the Tony Danza thing just fine last time,
that's
didn't
true.
they?
All right, I don't know.
Where
don't
you're
pay
like,
attention.
is Timmy okay with tuna fish for dinner? I'll have him home.
So this is what
That's
happens.
what you look-
This is what happens. I'm such a damn ham that every time Sean Finnegan at I Am Finnegan is taking pictures of anyone, and a lot of people ask him to take pictures of them for like their headshots. It's just gonna now no one can focus. They're looking at this amazing picture. They're gonna
They
think
don't need
it's,
to look at anything but this amazing picture.
So I like to jump in because he'll like, hey Nick, can you sit down there? I'll test the lighting on you real quick. Why he decides to test the lighting on me before he
'Cause you're
shoots
the
like
most photogenic of
insanely
all of us.
good-looking women is beyond me.
Just to put this out there, he usually asks me to sit in,
Yeah, you hate it.
and then I sit in,
You hate it.
and then Nick somehow
Gets involved.
gets sitting
free
down.
photo shoot.
No, I walked in and I was like, oh, something cool's happening in the studio. It's one of the virtues of working at IGN. We don't work at an accounting firm. I can go see what's going on in there. And Sean's like, hey, what do you think? And I was like, I think it looks really good, but let me see what it looks like while I'm sitting there while the camera's pointed at me. Oh, snap a picture. And I made that face. That was it. That was the only picture he took of me.
So here's the thing.
That's all I needed.
You don't look like a 70s game show host, but you look like a dude that pitches ideas for 70s game shows where people inevitably die.
Yeah.
Like you're like, all right, how about a show where women have to swallow real swords?
I should have said this sooner, but when I tweet this GameOverGreggy Bandcamp link, if you bought the MP3, this will be embedded in that link as well. So you can see what the hell we're talking about.
Print this out, put it on your wall. You guys should sell giant posters of this.
Oh,
We
man.
should put this on a shirt.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, I'll put it on a shirt. What you guys don't realize is I'm a hugely egotistical bastard.
Yes.
So much
we
so that I don't
realize
even
it.
care that I don't even
I don't
care
think
that
you're
I'm
as good
on
at
a
hiding it
podcast.
as you think so.
Maybe not. I'm on a
Yeah,
podcast
you
right now. And
tweet
I'm
it
chewing
yourself.
ice.
We
That's
got
how
it.
much I don't care.
Nick Scarpino don't give a fuck.
No, but I think it's funny. It's one of those things where like if it gets a laugh, keep it out there. Why not?
Sure.
Right. If people think it's stupid or funny, or if they just look at it and it's one little bright spot in their day, cool.
Send that to the people to make shirts.
Okay.
I want a black T-shirt with that all in white.
Haters gonna hate.
No, it doesn't have to say anything. Just your face. Just you.
There's a
doing
couple.
it.
There's a couple of those out of me right now. The best one is the one that Ty Root took, of me just standing in line at the Microsoft conference from E3 like 2008.
That's so good.
And it's one of the, what do they call those? Are they memes? No, they're not memes.
Oh
They're
no! Yeah, I
the
know.
black bordered pictures.
That's
Motivational
old. That's
posters.
old as
Yeah.
hell. The IGN one that's around there. E3. It'll break a man's soul or whatever.
Yeah.
It'll crush what's left of your soul.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite thing.
I like the old one from VidCon that you used for a while of you sprawled out on the Moving Mind Studios bed
Oh, I
with your
still have
sunglasses
that.
on and a whiskey in the hand.
Yeah.
Like, what up?
Yeah,
We
that
should
was-
stop talking about photos we don't have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I will say that when I first started working at IGN and I saw you, I was like, I want to work with that man. I could just tell by your face. I was like,
Really?
we're gonna do weird
This
shit.
guy's got a goofy face.
Yeah,
he's
he's
got
just got
big
this-
nose and a goofy face.
And Before you had the beard, too.
No, why I loved you was you always just looked so fucking defeated, but you're like, I'm still here. And you were smoking a cigarette and you're like, well, everything's fucking broken, but this is awesome, isn't it?
Because at the end of the day, we complain a lot about IGN. A lot. I complain a lot. There's not a day that goes by that Greg doesn't go say something to the tune of, well, it's IGN, so of course everything's a giant garbage chute.
Wow.
That
I
nothing
don't-
works.
that is-
Nothing ever works around here. Where it's like, I was surprised the toilet's still flush in this place because nothing ever works right.
That's not 100% accurate. I think you're pouring a lot of different things other people have said into me.
Maybe, it
I
doesn't
do
matter.
it. Yeah, I do it. Like the last 2 days have been. Oh, great! The Rewind Theater got eaten for no reason.
Yeah, that does
Yeah,
happen
then I'm
sometimes.
like, well, I'm mad about that.
That does suck. But at the end of the day, I always have to remind myself that I'm like, this is still a cool job.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah,
fun.
no, it's-
And we get
it's
to
the
be
greatest.
in touch with an awesome audience that like I can't tell you how awesome it is when you post something that you think is funny and then the commenters on IGN are like, this is funny. And you're like, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for that
I love
validation.
that. I love that. I'll never get sick of that.
There's always
I will always focus on that over the people who are like, oh, you're a fat, whatever. I mean, that's those
You know-
guys help too
Right. Because they keep you skinny.
because they keep. I mean, well, come on, a little
Yeah.
bit.
Okay.
Yeah, you have
That's
to
why I
show
sit on the
off.
end here. So people, I'm like, Nick looks. One dude told me I look like a garbage bag. You look like a bag full of garbage. And I was like, I got to go work out.
He's probably just confused at which one's which.
Greg was like, "What do you want for dinner?" And I'm like, "Are you going to the place that has French fries inside the
burritos?"
And he was like, "Yes." And I was like, "Then that is what I want." Honestly.
Can they give me that?
Yeah.
Then give me.
Can
that.
they put like a chicken leg and maybe a Cinnabon in there too, and just swirl it around and
God.
shove it in me?
What perfect meal?
Yeah.
What was it? It was Umami Burger.
Yeah.
That has they have like the donut burger.
Oh yeah, the Monte
Fresh
Cristo
made
burger
Monte
thing
Cristo.
they just started doing.
That did look good.
Disneyland had a Monte Cristo sandwich. And
How much was it?
Best.
$87.
No, Disneyland's not expensive when it comes to food.
What?
It's
I
not.
don't remember that.
Yeah, it's normal priced.
I made a bacon double cheeseburger where the buns were grilled cheeses once.
Jesus Christ, I
love that.
And that is the closest like I've ever come to just talking without trying like Kenny Powers in real life. Where everything I said, I was just like, fuck it, and got him now, problem. And I'm like, wow, I can't even think. My brain is full of cheese and meat, and I gotta go to bed.
That's so good.
So make it
Was that your heavier?
1:30
Was that when you were
afternoon.
heavier?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it was when he was super fit and skinny.
No, we all had those days.
vegan first. Vegan before 6
Yeah, well,
is
no,
in the
me and-
books. It's
me and my-
6:03. Let me do a double bacon cheeseburger. with
me and
two
my personal trainer had a good run, so we're like, you know what? Let's split one of those devilish little delights.
To those of us that have accepted the fact that we've lost weight, Greg, unlike
Right.
you, who are like,
I
I'm
haven't
still
lost weight.
team whatever.
Still team fat. Still team whatever.
Still team fat. Yeah, there was some day we still cheat. I still cheat. I went to Taco Bell on Friday night.
I think it's important to be a little fat. You have to be.
You gotta be a little fat.
Like there's
you always gotta have a little team fat.
there's
I want Nick to be fatter. Maybe it's just
Really?
me.
No,
Yeah,
Nick
he's
looks
gonna
too
get
good.
it.
He's got these
No.
the shoulder
Yeah,
definition.
you look good, but
He's
it's
got
just
this
like
too. He's got like that.
I want you to have fun.
Like when you see him,
fat.
when you see him from back, he's got the. Go up here and turn around for the camera and show him your
I don't
back.
think anyone wants to see
Yeah,
that.
they do. Just how you look normal. I'm not saying you
No,
flex
do
or
you guys
anything.
want to hear a funny story about?
No, I want
me
you to
being-
show your
having
fucking
a
back
chubby
blades up
back?
there.
I had to buy a suit for Eric Hart's birthday, or birthday for his wedding.
Eric, I have a happy birthday surprise for
Happy
you.
birthday,
You
we're
flick the
Hugo
lights. I
Is- I was gonna say, is this-
$500 on this new suit.
Is this his last birthday?
That's it, man. It's like Bat Boy. or whatever
Hey,
the
you're
hell that
dying
big Bat
tomorrow,
Kid.
so we dressed up.
No, I had to buy.
It's like Bat Kid.
So I was.
Is he? What happened to him?
Nothing. He's fine.
Fat kid.
I don't know.
I
I thought
don't
he would
think he's
like,
gonna be fine for that
"It's
long."
Fine.
No, he was fine. He was in remission when they did all that stuff.
Really?
Yeah. They did it because he was. I don't know. Apparently, it took a while to plan, but they said he was totally like
He was
recovering from what he was suffering from. I think
I'll check
cancer.
on Bat Kid.
Check out Bat Kid.
Wow.
So I bought a suit this past weekend for Eric Hart's upcoming nuptials, and I tried on 2 different types of suits, and the guy told me the first suit was like, "Oh, that one suits your body a little bit more." And then we had to get to why the other one didn't suit my body more.
Oh.
And it's always fun watching a salesperson you just met try to explain to you that you're too fat.
Oh, they
to
say
fit
the
into
best
suit.
thing.
They say the best. Well, this one's really lengthening. The second one is not so lengthening.
This one's
And-
more in your range.
And he was like this. So, but he was Italian, so he was trying so hard not to be Italian.
Yeah, he's in remission. He's okay.
Yeah, he's fine. He was like, so are you planning on
Eating.
And he actually made that gesture. He made the gesture of 2 hands coming together, like tightening. Are you planning on losing weight? And I was
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not going to lose weight. He goes, then go with the first suit. Go with suit 1.
I love that. It's so good because this happened to me the other day. I went to try on some clothes and the guy was like, "Well, you have a broad shoulders," and I'm like, "That's not even a thing. You said you have a broad
shoulders.
Just be like you have a fat
said-
belly with food in it. You just ate a burrito with French fries. Like
Yeah. It looked good, though.
It's like,
in
do you
your
want
defense.
to live in the world where you can eat a burrito or the burrito and French fries world? Because like that's the difference between me being a medium and a large forever, always.
Yeah,
I'm always.
No, but you're really good about it though, because you'll go in like times where you eat like a normal person, and then like the other week I was like, hey, do you want to like let's grab a drink or whatever, and you were like, I'm not drinking right now, I'm not eating carbs, I'm not breathing air,
Yeah.
I'm just doing vinyasa yoga and like eating plant.
Vinyasa yoga.
What
What's
is
that?
vinyasa yoga?
I don't know. It's a
You
term I
know,
heard.
don't act like you don't.
So I like that all the girls at
It's flow. It's
IGN
like a
do
flow
this,
yoga.
all this yoga
Oh,
stuff.
we all gotta do that.
And what's the thing called that you guys do? The
Soul
little-
Cycle.
Soul
Umami.
cycle.
Soul
I don't even
Cycle.
need a description of what that is, but they all
It's
do
a
the
Fran
Soul
Mirabelle
cycle,
joint.
and then it's Fran. It's all the girls and Fran.
Soul cycle.
And Fran looks
Soul
better than
cycle.
all
True
of us.
story. My wife.
That sounds like a Spin Doctors song.
My wife gave Fran
Soul
her
Cycle?
locker
Yeah.
at Soul Cycle last week.
Good. He
Because he
deserves
was like,
it.
I need a locker. And my wife was like, Fran. And he's like, oh, hey, Danielle. And she's like, do you want my locker? And he's like, yeah.
Jesus.
That's how it went in my head. She said it
I was
was
like,
more
yeah,
cordial than that.
Your Fran is like a Chris Ostertag Fran mixed with some other people.
Everyone's impression of other people is everyone else's impression of them.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Like Ty Root's impression is Ty Root to me is Brendan's impression of Ty
Yeah.
Root. Oh man, I'm gonna come over there and throw some shit at a wall. and you're like, Ty, that's not what he sounds like.
No, it does though.
Kind of.
That sounds like Ty.
Well, it does. If you
zero
listen to it, it doesn't really
topics.
sound like that.
It's
All right,
fine.
let's get
This
to the
could be
topic.
my topic. I'll take this as
Your
my
topic is just like talking
my
about
topic
people
is
nobody
Disney.
knows.
Real quick, I want to go back to the damn gummy worm because the story
Oh,
doesn't
right.
end there. So the next day,
This is the Brian Albert worm.
yeah, Alex Salamita is the king of pranks. Like this kid of good pranks. He
Yeah.
he doesn't do mean stuff. Like he just really
There's some mean shit that he's done.
Like
some
what?
mean stuff.
what comes to your head in the next 5 seconds?
He's kind of a bully on Twitter sometimes. Like he'll just respond
Nick,
to people on Twitter.
You have a soft
he's
skin.
Twitter bully.
You have soft skin.
He's a Twitter bully.
No, he's not. Not
Anyway,
at all.
continue. What
Okay.
did he do to you? Do you know? You want to know what I told him to do to you? Because he was like Nick. Because he checks.
What
with
did he
me
do
every
to you?
time.
Oh wait, no, I don't care. Let's here's what I told
I'll tell
him.
you. Tell him first, then I'll tell him what I told him to do to you.
Okay. So he's really good at pranks, I think. And so I was going to Disneyland this
was a
weekend,
mess.
and I was leaving work. I had my bag next to my desk. I was working all day, and I come back, and then he looks at me. He's like, "Okay, dude, I really wish I just let this slide, but I don't want it to be awkward at the airport or anything. Open your bag." I'm like, I already knew. And I opened the bag. It's just the big worm.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
on top of all my shit. And I'm like, you're fucking hilarious. Like, that's awesome. And also, really cool of you for telling me.
Did you
And I was-
fly?
Then I was like, but I'm driving. So, like, you could have just left it
All right,
and it
because
would
I
have
have to tell
been
you
fine.
something. He came up to me before he did that prank, and he's like, "Should I do this prank?" And I'm like, "I don't think you should do that prank." And he's like, he's going to Disney, and I'm like, "Actually, that sounds really funny."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Is he driving or flying?" He's like, "He's flying." And I was like, "Don't make the TSA pull a hairy fruit worm out of his bag
What are they
and
gonna
be
do?
like,
It's
"Sir,
not-
what is this?" And then you start shaking in your boots. I'm like, "I've never seen it in my life."
Yeah. So what happens after that is I'm like, oh, that's really funny or whatever, and then we like put the worm down, and then I walk away, start doing other stuff, and then I come back and I'm like, I need to put this. Alexis actually, she's like, Tim, you should put it in his bag, and I'm like, I should have thought of that. It's not
Yeah.
that genius. So then
You
I'm like,
sit
where is
literally
this
in the
thing?
same cubicle as he does.
Yeah. So I'm like, where is this thing? I couldn't find it. And I walk over to Altano. I'm like, dude, where's the worm thing? And he's just like, oh, I don't know, dude. What the fuck? Like, that was like so yesterday. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
I played it straight.
Fair enough. And then, so I'm walking away and like, I couldn't find it. And I'm like, where could it be? And I'm like, wait a minute. I opened my bag again. He put it back in my bag.
Of course he did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Of course he
my
did.
God.
And I was like, oh, no, that's what I walked up to you after. I'm like, dude, I found it. It's back in my bag.
See, because I thought when you came up to me that you found it for the first time.
Oh, no, that was the
back-
second time. Yeah.
Worms burrow.
Yeah. And then
Yeah, but we're getting
I
into
put it in his bag. I don't know what happened after that.
I liked how it came off like that was about to be profound.
It was not.
Oh man, worms burrow.
But this all goes back to the original prank, and I know Sean Finnegan's not watching this, and that's why I'm going to say it now. And one day
Do
it's
it.
going to hit him, and it's going to be the best thing ever. Me and Alex and maybe Nick, but he's probably not going to be involved because that would be bad. We're going to buy a bunch of dildos, and we're going to wrap them in aluminum foil, and we're going to put it in his bag when we go to Comic-Con. So when we slide down, it's going to go through the thingy.
Don't do that because Sean will get arrested. Because Sean will be like, I don't know what's that. It's not a gun. And then he'll be up against the wall being frisked.
But
and
what's
he'll
so
just get
good about it
arrested.
is it's going to go through, and like because of the aluminum foil, it's
Yes.
just going to be like these big...
Yes. So do you want to know what I told him to do to you?
I love the aluminum foil.
And I was half joking just to see if they would do it. I told them to take a giant bag and fill it with baby powder and then wrap the shit out of it in like packing tape and just slide it in your clothes and see what happens.
Baby powder?
Just white powder.
Because it would look like cocaine.
Oh, of course.
He's the pure one. He
Yeah,
doesn't
I'm
know.
not getting these Nick Sharpino cocaine jokes.
Got it.
You know, of all people, Alexis was like, don't do that.
Oh, really?
Don't do that. And then we found out later that you weren't flying. It just dawned on everyone that you weren't flying. So it
Yeah.
would have been a funny joke.
Yeah.
But I thought that would have been funny.
Hey, so heads up. Tell everyone you're flying.
I know, right?
Always. I'm flying, so don't put anything in my bag.
No, that's why it would have been funny because I'd have been like, I would have just done it
Flying
and
on Air Force
waited by
One.
the phone. I would have just put my name on it too.
Oh, of course. Nick's stuff.
Nick's C-Kane.
All right, let's do real topics.
All right,
Brian, you want to go first?
Brian.
You're the
Yeah.
guest.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Go first.
Which one are we landing
Do the
on?
one you want to do.
The one I want to do?
Yeah.
I actually thought of a third one.
We'll do the.
You
the
let
first
it
one was
fly.
funny.
All right,
Do whatever you
I'm
wanna
gonna
do.
let the third one fly then. Let's
Let
try
the third
this
one
one.
fly.
Muscular women.
Okay, let's talk about this quick, and then let's go back to the second topic.
Okay. No, because we were talking about this before. Like girls that work out and stuff like that. My fiance showed me a picture of one of her friends.
Where's this going? Oh,
So
okay.
wait, we're talking about girls we want to date, girls we find attractive.
Right. No, but hear me out.
Women.
So she showed me a picture of one of her friends, and she was like, "My friend used to
say
be really
girls. I
fat,
call myself
and
a
then she
boy, yeah.
lost a ton of weight, and she goes to the gym all the time, and she works out like crazy. But do you think she works out too much?" And she showed me a picture of this woman, and the woman was like way more muscular than any dude I've ever seen. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like the Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Sure.
like, muscular, but like you know how every time girls do that, they also get like really tan too. And
Right. What is?
thin.
Well, because they're like bodybuilding. That's the
Yeah.
thing, right?
And
Like bodybuilding.
it scares the shit out of me.
Tan makes
Wait.
you more defined. It makes
Why
you
do
more
the
defined.
so they like do blackface when they go
No.
to these competitions?
No,
It's
they
pretty
just get-
close.
They just
They
get.
tan
They just
so
spray
much.
tan.
No, like my friends from high school.
Tim, they do not do.
Tim's like
blackface.
definitive. They do blackface. is what he's
I mean,
about to
it's like these little tiny Asian girls that are like my skin color, and then they got all ripped and stuff. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing these Instagram pictures, and I'm just like, Thou Vo, you are not that dark. And then I'm looking, and it's like it's blackface.
No, it's the way the light reacts because they don't do it with light.
It's gold face.
They don't
It's
mean
gold
to.
face.
Trust
It's not
me.
blackface.
It's a bronzer that they'll put on, or they'll do the fake spray tan. Because I used to date a girl that was she was a Miss California.
Oh really?
Oh, hi. Yeah, what
Yeah.
a fucking casual
She wasn't
thing. to
Miss,
throw out.
she wasn't Miss California. She was in the. She used to do that pageant. She never won, but she came close. But she would do. She would always do the fake tan, like not fake tan
Right.
spray. She would actually go to the beds, and so every other day, to the point where her dermatologist was like, "Hey,
Stop.
you don't have any signs yet, but you should probably not do this because." But she's like, "I have to because it makes every part of your body." And she'd work out like religiously, super healthy, but she would. It made every part of her body more defined. Because the light wasn't just a beam of white light on white skin. It
Makes
was a
sense.
beam of white light absorbed by tan skin, which made you look just glow and look
How many
amazing.
cheeseburger French fry burritos could she put down?
She actually, her diet was very interesting. She would eat very little, but then she would have like Starbucks like 2-3 times a day. She would have like mochas, just pure
Is that where
sugar.
you picked up your addiction?
No, I don't. Where did I pick? Oh no, I picked up my addiction at the Block and Orange because I used to work there.
What the hell's that?
It was
Black
it's
and Orange?
It's an outdoor mall in Orange
Okay.
County, and I used to go there. It's close to Disneyland.
Did you wear khakis and a polo?
No, but they used to. Yeah, I did actually.
I know what mall people wear.
They
Like
used
when you work at a mall.
They used to be open until like 1:00 in the morning, and so when I was like had no money, that's all I could do was go get coffee and hang out with my friends and smoke cigarettes. You know, you remember those days?
Oh, yeah.
So we'd all like
Cool
split a pack of
days.
cigarettes and just smoke and play dominoes or cards or whatever, and just
Throw
chill.
open a fish tank or, see what happens.
cheeseburger someone's butt. What do they call it? Cheesing?
Cheesing.
Cheese in the butt.
I cheesed them.
Bit torrenting.
That's blackface.
I hate you so much.
Okay, that's blackface.
Let me see.
That's blackface.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
Look at the dude. Look at that
Oh,
dude.
the dude. Okay, the dude. It's. I would call that tan face. He's orange face. It's like a bronzer. It's definitely a bronzer that isn't rubbed in well.
I think he's joking though. Look at
No.
the guys who are like pointing at him.
No, that's not a joke. That's a competition they went to.
That's just the light catching
So
him. but it
personally,
looks
I don't
really
want to say
bad.
this too loud because these girls could kill me, but that shit is gross.
Like
that
which
is-
part? The muscles or the bronzer?
All of that.
The bronzer is gross. Being,
Whatever is going on with all of that is disgusting to me. Like that is I would.
So
rather,
now you're talking. Now you're also talking about like the. That's
girls
like we're
that,
talking
like-
about professional bodybuilders with
just
like
looking
their
through all the
muscle. with the
professional
muscle on top
bodybuilder
of it.
females and their like their
I'm
muscles
looking
got
through all the
muscles.
pictures.
you know?
Right.
Where it looks like there's knees all over.
But
them.
I feel that's the same way for dudes. I always.
Oh, yeah, no,
when we
I'm
talk
with
about
you.
the
I'm with you.
bodybuilders and stuff like, there's that commercial, or not probably not anymore, but it's like of the bodybuilder directing traffic. And like,
Yeah, I
hey
love that one.
Johnny, how happy are people who switch their insurance to guy? Go, I don't know, happy as a bodybuilder. And like that guy grosses me out because
Yeah.
I always described them growing up as people who looked like a cooked hot dog.
Yeah.
Because like when you put a hot dog into the microwave to reheat it and it gets all
And
like
pops a little bit and
it
shrivels.
gets all shrivelly and stuff. That's what they look like. You see all the veins, all the grossness. It's
Like
ooh.
honestly, if I
Oh,
was
thank
walking
you.
down the street and I saw that dude, and then I saw like a space alien half snake man, I would
Damn.
look at both of them at the same time and be like,
Like V.
both of you are fucking gross.
But I want to hang out with alien half.
Yeah,
snakes.
like
Snake man.
you're
He's gonna get free
interesting
drinks at the bar.
because like maybe alien spaceman, that's how you look normally. But this dude, like you worked on that.
Yeah.
Like all the times where you could have been like, nah, I
Yeah, anybody
sorry,
looks-
I can't show up and eat cheeseburgers with.
If you look like a
French fries.
microwave hot dog, I can't get down with it.
Yeah, it's just gross.
I think
Guy or
I'm on the
girl, you know?
opposite camp. Of
Oh,
that.
here we go. He loves the hot dog.
Well, here's my deal. I don't. It's not that I like or dislike that, but I have such a respect for people that are so dedicated to getting yacked because I never could.
Why?
Because it takes so much dedication to like the diet.
But no, I get that, but why do you have
your
day.
life?
Yeah, but
I
why
don't
do you
know a
have
single
respect?
person that does that.
Well,
that doesn't suck.
because I like to look at it and
Like-
go, okay, if I could just have that, if I could have that motivation, I'd tone it down 50% and look awesome.
But I think there's
Okay.
such a fine line. Like, I don't think The Rock looks gross.
Yeah.
Yes,
But,
exactly.
like,
yes, he does.
No.
He is as gross as any other bodybuilder.
No
Do you see
way.
it
No,
in
not
Fast,
as much,
In Fast
but-
6, he's sweating constantly.
Yeah, well, that's because they oiled him up the whole time.
I think it's the steroids that are going through his veins.
Also, hold on.
He
The
has
Rock,
not proven by the WWE.
Yeah.
The Rock is like 7'12". So if that dude wasn't yacked, like he would look like the fucking Grimace.
what's the
If that dude got fat, it would be
That's true.
disgusting. You can't have a fat guy that tall. That's just like that's a boss fight. It's gross as hell.
I forgot. No, I mean, I don't think it's attractive per se, but like I'm just proud of people for working out that hard.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, it all goes back to what we always talk about in this show is whatever you want to look like is what you want to look like.
Yeah.
I choose to look like this.
Girls with the lines, though. When you
Oh,
start
that's-
seeing
that's
lines
kind of-
places,
What the fuck does that mean?
I like that
when
though.
you see like the little, like just the lines,
The ab
I
lines.
don't want to see the
Oh,
horizontals.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
want the vertical line.
See, the girl I
like-
dated who worked out a lot, the girl would just do like nothing but abs and stair stepper for like hours every day, like twice a day, 7 days a week. And you would see her in a bikini because she had, you get judged in a bikini, so you have to look really good. And so she would work on all of her core, all of her lower body, and everything was perfect in the way it should be. And there were just distinct lines.
Did you tell her
Right
your
down from her
Did
wrist
you
all
tell
the
her
way
your
down.
shadow boxing stories?
No, I never shared that with anyone until
You did on this
literally
podcast
2
in
weeks
front of
ago,
40,000
3 weeks
people?
ago, in
Okay,
front of
okay.
40,000 people.
Usher once told me when I was 12 years old. He was on MTV.
Sure.
And he was like, without this, and it points to the V thing. He's like,
Yeah.
you're nothing.
It's a good point.
I don't
Like,
think
that-
I'll ever be anything.
That,
I'm
that I
definitely
mean, yeah,
nothing.
that's what when you talk about the lines, like that's definitely like when you watch True Blood and all these naked vampires and werewolf men are walking
Yeah.
around, they all have that V that goes right to their
And I'm just
cock
like,
and balls.
right.
Damn,
And
that's
you're like,
why I'll never
damn.
be Alfredo. Like,
won't
he,
be.
he's
He's got it. He's got it.
Oh, he's got that.
He's
He's
got a
got it
six
on
pack.
lock.
I have like the happy face.
I have like a upper lip.
Yeah.
Kind of goes like doop,
Mine looks like
Like an
it's like
upside down heart?
like a pumpkin ready for carving. Just-
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's great though. But I feel like, all right, so if you're gonna spend like 6 hours a day on the stair stepper or whatever the fuck that is, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, stair
Like I'm with
stepper.
Tim. Like you're missing all of the rest of the world. Like I'm healthy. I'm gonna live forever. Yeah, but at what cost?
But they like that.
Yeah, but see
it's the
that-
same way when they look at us.
it's
They're like,
annoying
you
to
watch
me.
House of how many episodes of House of Cards did you watch in a row? Well, I stopped and ate some double stuffed Oreos too, and then I played Titanfall. Like, no, you suck.
Yeah. But then going back to Alfredo, he started working out a lot recently. He now sucks. Fuck you, Alfredo. Stop working out.
Oh, yeah, so Alfredo goes-
Wait, he's
Alfredo goes
always
like
worked
this.
out though.
No, he hasn't.
No,
he
he's-
used to just have a good metabolism. Now he works out.
Like a year ago, he was drinking like the muscle milk. stuff.
Started last year.
So
Okay.
this is how the conversation went.
I like Alfredo.
I love him.
I was
No,
like, hey,
he
dude,
doesn't love you like I love you.
are you working out? And he goes, yeah. Because he's like eating crazy stuff. Like he's just eating a lot and like controlled diets, but he's got to eat a lot. And he's like, it sucks because I have to eat a lot more than I'm used to. Like I have to eat twice as much as I'm used to. And like just to put on weight, I can't put on weight. Like if I don't eat, I'll just become insanely skinny.
Yeah.
So like if he eats normal, like he normally would, like just normal eating, he'll just be too skinny. So he's got to eat. He has to force himself to eat 2 to 3 times more calories
Yeah.
than he does in a given day.
Oh,
Could you
He
imagine
calls
if that
them
was your
good
problem?
calories, and I tell him to go fuck himself. But this goes back to like high school. He used to be skinny, same height as he is, so he's like 6'1", and like so a little taller than me. In high school I was like 180, and now I'm like 185.
You fat fuck.
He was 125. 125.
Wow.
I was that when I was like 8,
I don't remember when I was 125.
right?
Yeah, me neither.
I honestly was
born
probably
at
in like
126.
6th grade.
Yeah.
And like it's just crazy. Now he's up to like 170, and like I'm proud of him. Like he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Miss Kennedy. You have 126 pounds. What? Feed me.
No, but that's our like if there's like an alternate like fringe dimension, like that's the version of us where it's just like I just gotta
Super worked
fucking
out.
eat all day and there's nothing happens. I don't get it. And in this dimension we're like, garbage bag. Like that's insane to me. And he got up to 170 just eating trash. Finally.
No, he's not. He's not eating trash.
He is
What's
eating.
he eating?
He always used to eat.
He's
trash.
eating like good carbs,
He eats
good lean
good
proteins,
calories.
but he has
What?
to eat like 9 times a day.
What's
Yeah.
a good calorie?
Almonds.
Good calories like almonds, like, complex carbohydrates, not like processed sugars, not processed stuff. Like lean. He doesn't eat like I eat bacon. He won't do that. He'll eat chicken, like lean chicken breasts, like 5 of them a day.
Can he have bread?
No
bread.
He actually can, but he does that like in the morning. He'll do like apples and like sugars from carbs in the morning, and then as he goes through the rest of the day, he starts leaning out toward his workout. Then he does like a shake and then a shake after.
I like how we talk about him like he's like a celebrity, that we like Nick like watches him in Style or something.
No, because I talked to him. I was like, dude, you need to train me, and he's like, I will train you. And so
Is that where you got a celebrity? Because to me, it sounded like Nick was a farmer
Stalking.
talking about a horse.
Fair enough.
Put that one out.
Six
This
in
is
one, half
dud.
dozen in the other.
This is Ruples the horse. He has Ruples the horse. He has an apple and a bale of hay for breakfast every morning.
Feed him some
3
complex
laps around the
carbohydrates.
barn.
But he's got great definition going down to his cock.
Oh man. So yeah.
That horse V.
there's
Next
that.
question, topic, thing I'll do. When's it going to be okay to be gay? Ellen Page came out as being gay, and here's my problem, not with her coming out, more power to her, but with the Facebook reaction and some Twitter reaction. People I know and respect commenting, I'm glad, whatever, I'm happy she's happy and gay, but why has this got to be an issue? Why? And I'm like, really? You don't understand why she has to come out and say she's gay so that people understand that actress you loved in a million movies is gay and you still loved her, and that doesn't make you anything less.
Right.
And gay people are normal people and they're awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get that? You know what I mean? Because to me, that saying that is like obviously it's the wrong side. It's the same spectrum problem, right? Of like, over here you have the people like, oh my God, shut up about being gay. And over here the people like, oh my God, I can't believe she's gay. That's weird. I hate gay people. Like,
when I quit smoking, and I talked to people about how it was and what I went through for that, I didn't do that for people who never smoked.
yeah.
I did that for people who were still smoking.
And looking for a way to quit.
And looking
or
for a
needing
way to quit.
inspiration.
When Ellen Page said, I'm gay, she didn't do it for straight dudes or straight girls. She did it for people who were like,
Yeah, she wasn't
I
telling-
need someone to tell me that it's okay to talk about how I feel right now. and
Yeah,
come out
people
of
who are
the
afraid to don't have that
Exactly.
support system are afraid to find their voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's one of those things. If people who are gay don't say they're gay, then ignorant people are allowed to walk around being like, "I've never met a gay person. I don't know any gay people.
Yeah.
It's a choice. Yada yada yada."
I did see a weird opposite reaction from straight guys, which was, "No, I'll never get the fucker," which was like,
I think there are some
that
people
ship
out there.
sailed a long time.
There's some
ago.
people out there.
Guy
I mean,
with
I always
40
thought-
Facebook status updates in 5 minutes.
I always thought she was insanely cute.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, she's super cute.
she's gorgeous.
But I'm still gonna think that. I'm always gonna think that. Like that's the thing
You
that
think what?
that she's insanely cute.
Oh.
Like no matter
Oh,
what her
okay.
sexual
Oh, yeah.
preference is, of course she's still
well, yeah.
she's still kitty pride.
Spoiler alert: just because you
Tim
say
knows
you're
it's
a lesbian doesn't mean you're
I'm
not,
gonna
you're
not
not
be
hot to
attracted to you.
heterosexual
Yeah.
males.
No, but I think
some
on that
cases you're
note,
hotter.
I think it's gonna be.
Yeah, Tim.
There it is, Tim.
What?
I just want to throw the pure one under the bus. Nothing. I made that
I
up.
love lesbians.
I know you do.
I think it's gonna take years to answer your
Oh no!
question.
That's the problem. I
Years.
mean, like, here's the being a right in the nice middle part of 18 to 35 demographic of white males who just everything's awesome for it. It's hard for me to say anything, right?
Sure.
But even race relations are totally fucked up still, right?
Still,
like it's not like that got solved. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're desegregating. See you later. Everything's fixed. No,
Like
everything still sucks.
there was a commercial a couple months ago.
Oh my
and
God,
they
the
ran it again.
Cheerios thing.
This
Yeah,
Cheerios commercial where there's like there's a black father and a white mother, and they're like, "Hey, you want to have Cheerios?" And the kid's like, "Sure, Cheerios." That's the fucking commercial. That's it. And
And
everyone's like,
people lost their
People
shit.
got so
they did-
mad.
What was awesome is that they ran that commercial and then ran it again during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They're like, "Fuck you."
yeah, they ran the sequel to it. They're like, "Yep, they're still fucking."
you know,
Now they're having another baby.
You know what
They
that tells
fucked-
me? It just
Come
tells
into
me-
each other, and a half baby's gonna come out. Deal
They
with that.
come into each other.
That's how babies are made, right? But nobody was like, "Oh, yo, isn't that the same company that put like a talking cartoon bee in people's houses?"
That
for
was that
15
same
years?
company.
No one got mad at that shit.
No,
Hey, that kid's talking to a fake bee. Does he have a black dad? No. Oh, it's cool.
he's cool.
He's fucking crazy, but it's fine.
That kid's stabbing another human being. So as long as he doesn't have biracial parents, it's
Yeah.
we're
Okay.
okay.
See, this is
Interracial
crazy
parents,
though. Like thinking back, like the fact that women couldn't vote at
Yes.
some point.
I know.
I'm like, no.
still sore about that
I
one.
don't believe a lot of these things. Like I'm like that sounds like made up history that people tell me to make me think that all of these things are like things that I should get over.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't think any of these things are problems because they're not fucking problems. So I think it will be another, not my kids, but like
2 generations from now.
No,
2 or 3
maybe
generations
like my
from now.
second kid. Maybe my second kid. That kid's gonna be.
You already got the first one in the hopper?
Yeah, what's going on? How's that going?
Well, no. I'm just saying like it's gonna be a
What are we
little.
talking?
longer.
2 years from now? 5 years from now? 6 years from now?
No, like fucking
9
20
months
years
from now?
Your second kid's
20
gonna be
years
20
from
years
now.
20 years from now.
Tim,
You're going
if
to be
you have a
24
child-
and have a child.
Mhm.
44.
44.
That's how math works.
Yep,
Sorry.
popping them out.
Didn't add.
And they're gonna be in
didn't
a
add
great
it.
world of non-segregation. But like seriously,
You're gonna be like sitting there next to your wife. You're like, all right,
go.
the world is ready for him
Yes.
now.
You
I'm
just keep-
44.
every day you tweet like, "Hey, is everybody over being gay?" I'm not. Oh fuck, honey, we gotta wait a little bit longer.
Put
No,
it back
no.
in.
We'll never get to a point where everyone is over
Kid.
it.
Oh,
Put the kid back in.
Oh yeah, that.
you don't
know,
think so?
That everyone's over. I mean, like you were just saying with the racial
No,
stuff,
it
or
never
even the
will.
women.
Are we never
stuff.
gonna get to a point where everybody's over? People
Nah.
are black, Asian,
I don't
whatever.
think so.
No.
'Cause people are dumb, and like,
Not
that's
in
just
this
in our
country.
shit.
Hold on, the race stuff is still trickling down, but if there's still, and like I'm not justifying any of this, but if there's still a guy who's like women can't vote,
No, I don't think it's
Is
that.
there still a guy? I mean, like, there's, don't get me wrong, like the stupid jokes somebody will make about.
No,
Sure.
but like
No,
I'm
but
Female
I
drive.
voting.
I think that bias has transitioned to women in the workplace, and now the women are still struggling to be accepted on equal terms, no matter how you shake it.
yeah,
Like we
That's
still,
horrible.
There's not a day or a month or a year that goes by where I'm sure there's not a woman who feels that she's unjustly sort of there's a bias out there because she wants to have a child, but she has a career.
Sure.
And and then it's just
This is something, Brian, you can help me out here too, because
Sure.
me and Brian talked about this after we recorded the Minecraft commentary. This goes up Friday, the same day this goes up on MP3. But we did a Minecraft commentary. We talked about the video game industry, and I basically lamented the fact that I feel it isn't fair that I'm allowed to be super popular on IGN and be, whatever.
we're trying to stop you.
a
but
video
we
game face,
can't.
but I'm allowed to be and be really ugly. Like I'm
Yeah.
overweight. I got goofy teeth. Yada yada yada. But that's all part of my shtick and why people like me. Whereas if I think a girl who had similar attributes to me would not be as successful in our field.
Well, I think
see,
it
but at the
sucks
same
because
time,
it's-
like people still
Am I
talk
wrong
shit
on that?
about
Hold
you.
on. Am I wrong about that?
yeah.
Though?
No. If there was a 6'3" fat girl with glasses and crazy teeth on camera constantly,
Yeah.
like
yelling.
I think that hits the nail on the head. I don't.
It
think
would be
I don't think
nonstop.
it's a matter of if you were right. Because remember, for a long time, a lot of people thought Hillary Goldstein and Fran Mirabella were women.
Yeah.
Well,
and
sure,
at
that's-
that point, they they
that's why
still
Fran
liked their
got
writing,
hired.
but they were like, oh, let's, there's always a different sort of subtext.
Which
to all
is
that
actually
stuff.
kind of hilarious because that was before you could see people in the video
Right,
game
you didn't
industry,
know.
and people just got mad on principle just seeing a name that looked womanish.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It sucks though. It does suck that
Yeah.
that in mainstream media and in online media and all media, that there still is that double standard of guys can be whatever as long as you're someone that someone wants to look up to or hang out with or like
Right.
you can look like whatever and you can be whatever. But if you are a female, it's very difficult unless you are good looking.
Yeah.
And
I think
it
that's
does suck.
changing a lot, man.
No, and that's what I was trying to like. Me when we were having this, we were evolving on thoughts as we talked about it. I totally think it's changing. There are totally people out there who are quote unquote normal women who are don't look like supermodels or Kate Upton or something like that. That are doing on camera roles, are changing. Doing all these things. Who don't feel they need to get into scantily clad outfits and do this, that, or the other.
Yeah.
I think it's changing, but I still think that a lot of girls in our industry feel the pressure to look like supermodels.
I feel like people will always feel pressure. I think that even guys.
Greg
the
Miller don't
pressure.
feel no pressure.
Yeah, but you do though.
Here we go. There goes my lunch.
I think it's one of those things.
You've
with
already
the-
eaten dinner too.
Lunch first. It's coming up.
Back before, the only way to be seen by people was if the media accepted you as a face for them.
Right.
But now anybody can be a face.
YouTube.
Right.
Twitter, all of this stuff. Anybody can do whatever they want, and it's like fuck whatever everyone else is saying you should like. Like what you want. Come get what you
Yeah,
want.
but see, I'll counterpoint you on this one because a lot of people still get really popular because they're good looking. First and foremost on Twitter and on Facebook
but
and,
no-
and on
that's
YouTube.
different, though. Like,
and so
that's just
but I'm
'cause-
still saying there's still that huge bias out there where we still, as a male-dominated society, reward women for being good looking, and it sucks.
Right.
Like look at Instagram. Instagram I always talk about as the most bare bones of social media out there, right? We just judge everything based on its cover.
There's that chick from New York with the ass.
No idea what you're talking about.
There's this woman in New York
Uh-huh.
who's not even like she's not an actress or anything like that, but she has the best ass on Instagram, and she's got like 2 million followers.
Yeah.
So is every Instagram photo her ass?
Yeah, and she's proud of it, and it's natural, and she works it out, and she exercises in public and all that stuff like that.
She what?
Oh yeah.
She exercises in public.
Yeah, like she'll run down the street and pose and stretch and stuff like that, and everyone's like,
I'm
oh, that's
Googling, but not because I'm like, oh,
Sure.
a great ass. I just want to
Sure.
see what this is all about.
I think a lot of
because you wanna
this.
see
I mean,
that ass.
again, I'm not trying to say that they don't have it harder. They do.
Yeah.
Period. But I'm saying,
wanna see
like,
that?
Greg, you
Yeah.
face a lot of adversity and stuff, but you're just like, whatever. I'm just gonna
No,
keep
he
doing
faces
me.
criticism, not adversity. There's no one on.
There you go.
There's no one that I think Greg encounters, and Greg, correct me if I'm
one?
wrong, on a daily basis that goes,
Yeah,
"Oh,
it's
that
out there.
tall
That's
white
what I'm
guy
That's a YouTube though.
needs to stop doing what he is because he's tall and white." Right? That's not really what he like. Greg doesn't really encounter that. He encounters bad commenters that are like, "This dude's a loudmouth." Who needs to think before he opens his mouth.
Well-
and in that regard, they're right. But
So here's where it's really difficult though, because if you are an
oh, that
average,
is phenomenal. Is that her?
I guess.
Yeah, there it is. If you're an average or whatever regular looking day-to-day woman, no one ever says to you,
that's
there's
so
no way I
special.
could have referenced this and
I like how-
have this shut down the show.
Yeah.
No, I like how
I know.
I went in Jesus and Nick's like, that's special. I was Jesusing the intro to this article. It was a 30-degree December day, but to the 25 bystanders shoving their iPhone 3s inches away from Jen Seltler's butt. It was
iPhone
hot,
3s?
hot, hot.
Yeah, what?
This is from 2014. I have no idea why there's so many iPhone 3s.
iPhone 3s were never a thing.
She's a 20-year-old Instagram star. Well, good for her.
No,
Well,
they were
Instagram-
shoving their
Ew, and all the guys are
Instagram's
being
great.
they were
gross
shoving
to
their
her, though.
iPhones 3 inches from her ass, not their iPhone 3s inches from her ass.
I see what you mean about her working out in public. Okay. Like she's like on the subway tracks and crap.
Right.
Yeah, but see, that girl's got a phenomenal body. But she works out.
But that
clearly.
means she's doing what she wants to do, so good
Sure.
for her.
So here's the issue, though, right? Like,
But that shit doesn't help. That's definitely that. Like women who consistently do that and capitalize off of it. Not to say that's bad for them, because God, use what you got, work it, right?
Sure.
Make a living. But that doesn't help because
That doesn't help a girl who looks like Greg Miller.
who looks like Greg Miller.
Right.
Yeah, it's not
Right.
gonna help. So that girl's only defense is I have to have a good personality.
God, that
well,
sucks.
here's the thing:
And it
in
sucks.
in our industry, we punish people, especially women, for being too attractive because they get to this sort of uncanny valley where we go, all right, you're hot.
in the video game
but
industry.
that means you're not a nerd anymore.
Or you're not a real gamer.
And we
Prove you nerd cred.
exactly. And
Blah,
people do it to our
blah,
coworkers
blah.
all the time. Like
Yeah.
we work with attractive women who go home and watch Game of Thrones and play video games and do all nerdy stuff like we do. They might not be as nerdy as us, but that's because few people
But
are.
this is what I'm always talking about. That I can go on any video I want and say Pokemon, and everybody get, Greg's so funny. But if Naomi went Pokemon, they'd be like, she doesn't know anything about games.
But see, the thing is, there are people that talk shit to you, and you just don't care.
I just ignore
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
But like,
But
feel
I
like
think
the
that-
girls need to ignore it.
What? I'm sure they do because they keep doing this job. I mean, Jess. I remember years ago when Girl Fight was the thing for IGN. There was the Girl Fight PAX panel, and Jess talked about this on there. The fact that like how she can't show her mom videos because people are like, oh, the fuck her, blah, 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 and like, and that sucks. You know what I mean? So like, trust me, they're ignoring these people. But I think that there's more people coming at them. The people who praise me for being a PlayStation fan or knowing a lot about Infamous or SimCity or whatever, Minecraft, which I don't know a lot about, are the same people who would turn around and, even though they praise me, bite off somebody's head for making the tiniest mistakes in the fix.
sure,
Yeah,
sure, yeah, it's a double
And
standard.
that's why it's okay to be gay.
seriously.
No, it's
how do
totally
we
okay
get?
to be
Yeah,
gay.
how do
I
we
wish-
get in the topic of women's lib?
No, because we
That's
went down the
crazy.
topic of just how long is it going to take for this to be accepted, this to be
Gotcha.
accepted. I'm like,
I
well,
feel like we're on a
it
good
took-
path, though.
It took
yeah.
fat guys have always been accepted. Like, I was like, well, can we?
Fat funny guys, but try to be a fat model. It's not going to happen for you.
What are you talking about? There's fat models. They
That's
got
the hard thing about even in Hollywood. Like fat people are still sort of. You can't be fat leading guy. You can't do that.
Oh, you can't. Yeah, you can't be like the male lead. You can't be like. You can't be the
unless
star of
it's
the
a
romantic comedy.
This is why one of the
no,
highlights.
you can't. Kevin James is, but if it's any other
Of the
genre,
romantic comedy.
yeah, the Zoo movie, Zookeeper.
That is not a romantic comedy.
Zookeeper's a rom com.
It is not a rom.
I don't think anyone watched it long enough to.
Here comes
pinpoint.
the boom. That's not a rom com.
No, that was based around. I mean, there's romance to it.
was
I
a
forget. There's a
WrestleCom.
teacher in that, but that he's trying to hook up.
In the zoo, it's a love story. In Zookeeper, it's a love story. It's a rom com.
Okay, see, but your definition of a rom com is all wrong.
I mean,
A
this one has hopping
rom-com is
animals.
marketed as Ashton Kutcher and Amanda Peet were
Friends
destined
with
to be in
benefits.
love forever, and then blah, blah, that's a rom-com.
That's true.
Valentine's
Not
Day is
the-
a rom-com.
And then the animals started talking to him. Yeah, okay, I get you. All right, you're right. Let's move on beyond the rom-com.
But going back to the gay thing, like I think we're on a very good path. to
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Because
The haters are dying out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's
Yes.
less about the haters dying out. It's more just about like there's much more people that are less like I need to fight and accept this, and there's more people that are just like I accept this.
Well, I
Like,
think you
it's
have to be
not
very
that big of a
careful though,
deal.
because again, we live in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Where
Well,
99%
so
of
here's-
the people that live in this city make it a point of pride to accept people
Yeah.
who are different. Whereas there's a lot of America still that has that bias, I think. And there's
But
a lot of people that,
marriages are finally happening. Gay marriages finally
which
a real
was something
thing.
that's how I know, but that's how I know we still have a long way
That
to
it's gonna
go.
vote it down.
Because even myself, who I consider myself a fairly liberal person, I heard that
campaigned
again
against it.
today of hey, if the state, like a lot of states, it's now legal to get married, and if the state recognizes that the federal government has to recognize it by law. And I was like, oh my god, I totally forgot that that's actually legal now. It's legal to get married if you're a couple.
Yeah, if you ask a gay guy if he's a cop, he has to tell you.
unless
Fuck
he's
does that mean?
that's
So
I'm
I
gonna
got
leave that alone.
three quick points on this.
Yeah.
One, Macklemore, my boy. Same love.
Oh, what a
the
great
song.
what a great
Yeah.
song.
But that song, like for all the hate people give on him and all that stuff of like whatever, at the end of the day, a song about gay love, any love being the same fucking love was number 1 on the Billboard shit.
Right.
Number fucking 1.
How much do you think that's the message versus it was a hot beat and most people don't even?
Oh,
But it
shut
wasn't
up.
a hot beat.
No, you have to.
That song, that
was like a
song's
spoken
not like
word
that at all.
album.
No,
Yeah.
it was a hot beat.
Like what?
I thought it was a hot
Well,
beat.
I mean, I wouldn't describe it as a hot beat.
I'm not saying
No,
was-
it wasn't like it didn't get the panties off in the club.
Chicks were like grinding on each other.
Yeah.
Exactly, and all of a sudden they're like, "Wow, wait a minute."
But
Hey, I was
there's
blowing
that.
you for some cocaine during this song, but it's got a good message.
Yeah.
I really felt it.
The second thing is the new Disney movie Frozen. A Disney movie
Yeah.
is essentially an entire metaphor for
Is she gay in it?
the
It's
whole
like coming
let it
out
go.
and being different.
It's
like,
about coming
yeah.
out. Like seriously,
Awesome. No,
it's-
this is great.
It's
Don't
like
get
a
me wrong.
giant metaphor for the older sister is lesbian. Her ice powers that she needs to hide. Like it's all totally and like the director even went out and like talked about this stuff.
Lesbian powers.
And, but it's like it's all like her parents make her hide it because they're like, oh, you need to hide this. People aren't going to understand all this
Right,
stuff.
right, right.
Sure.
And then at the end, she's just like, well, like she learns that she like everyone can accept her and all that
Right,
stuff, and it's
right.
not a problem. And it's like that's awesome that that's a Disney movie. Like,
But Disney's done that before. That's a
that's been
metaphor
that
for being
forever.
different.
no, but what I'm saying
I
is
get
that,
that. I get that.
Disney back in the day though, Disney wouldn't be about that.
No way.
You know,
Oh,
Acceptance
definitely
of
not.
even a
different-
couple years ago when they released Princess
Maybe-
and the Frog, and there was like a whole hoopla about like, oh, there's a black princess. Who the fuck cares? You know, that's. I mean, I care. That's a good thing. Like we should get that. But I'm saying like, why was there so much negative
Why is that an
backlash?
issue?
If you guys think Disney used to be cool with everything, go watch The Crows and Dumbo.
Yeah, like Disney was bad, and like
Yeah.
they're- like you
Go watch
there's
the
always-
hyenas
Well,
and
Disney
Lion
wasn't bad.
King.
It was just a
Like-
different era, right, where you were allowed
Sure.
to believe and openly talk about your beliefs, and sometimes those don't align
Right.
with what's PC now,
Yeah.
with what's
It's just
what's
all
commonly
we're doing
accepted
now.
as acceptable now.
But the last thing I want to say is
Point C.
yeah, point C is me
3.
growing up in San Francisco, like been around
baller,
gay what
I don't know.
Baller,
Hashtag
we said.
baller.
Hella baller.
hella
cool.
baller, yeah. I've been around gay people my entire life, and like to me, like I never even really thought about it. It was just like, oh,
you're
that's
awesome.
That's a
Right.
thing. Like, cool.
You're in the minority. Of
I'm
people
in
that
the
think that way.
extreme minority.
Right.
But still, having said this, like growing up, I always remember being in high school, and again, surrounded by all these people. I know I'm in San Francisco, and it's different. All the gay people I knew could not go 2 sentences without saying I'm gay,
Mm-hmm.
and like just putting it out there. And I always was like, what the like, shut up. We get it.
Well,
What's
yeah.
your
I
deal?
mean, when I
Right.
moved,
No, hold on. Tim's going somewhere. With
But then later, like recently, I've been like outside of high school, you know, moving on, and I've been meeting a lot of new gay people who it's not until later that I find out they're gay, and I'm just like, oh, whoa, you didn't feel the need to tell me all that stuff, and then later it's just me kind of rethinking. It's like a lot of those people they did that now and they don't anymore.
Yeah, those are the
because
pioneers.
They felt the need to these same people though. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure
Well,
they're meeting other people at other places that are like they're not saying it every 2 sentences because they felt the need to then to like. You know,
hey, you might have a problem with this right now, so I'm establishing heads up. This is
Right.
who I am, and I need
Exactly.
to establish who I am.
But
So
it's
you
like
know.
now it's at a point where even in San Francisco, in the past 10 years, I feel like it's gotten a lot better
Oh,
of
yeah.
the younger people just being like, cool.
Yeah, I mean, this is the acceptance to anything. Once you meet someone who is gay or black or different of any kind, you immediately understand who they are. And, oh, you're just normal. I remember in the suburbs of Chicago when I knew no gay people, and me and my friends were like, oh, my God, that's so gay. And you'd say it like, you know what I mean, to me, and that's
Yeah.
so stupid. Not, oh, it's so homosexual, and homosexual is stupid. You know what I mean? But you'd say it and not think about it. And then I went to college and would say it, and gay people would be like, no. I'm like, what? Like, no, you don't say that. You
Yeah, I did the
like,
same thing, and it was never like, oh, you're sucking a dick. It's just like, oh, I think that's dumb.
Yeah,
It was like,
exactly.
didn't make any sense, and then I had the same thing where one day I was just like, oh, wait, that's horrible.
And this is the same thing. I know I've beat this drum all the time about the no homo thing.
Yeah.
Like, don't fucking say no homo. I love you. You look great today. Yada, yada, no homo. There's no reason to say that. No rational person gets told, hey, man, I love your work on IGN, no homo. And I'm like, nobody's going to, I love your work on IGN. I'm like, I'm not gay, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching Minecraft videos, though.
Pump the brakes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, no. It's this. One of the things I saw was, and I don't know his name, the guy who's the lead in The Big Bang Theory, formerly of Roseanne. We know the guy I'm talking about. We don't know his name.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was
No, I know.
on Reddit. There was something I saw where it was like him getting interviewed, and somebody brought up the fact that a lot of people accuse you of being gay. Like, how does that make you feel? It's like, why would I be offended about something that's not a big deal?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's where we need to get to, where it's like,
Well, this is
are
like-
you gay? No, I'm not gay. No big
This is
deal.
the thing. Like we're now at a place
Or I am gay, no
where
big
if you're upset at gay people or minorities, like you are in a minority.
Yeah.
Like you are in a very small group of people that hates a much larger group of people that everyone else is already okay with. Like now you are basically an island of people, and I kind of look at you like you're an idiot. I look at you the way you look at gay people, or the way like white people looked at black people, decades ago. But we live in an
Or
interesting
the way kings looked at serfs.
exactly
Hundreds of thousands
But we
of
live in
years
an
ago.
interesting time now,
Or
which
dinosaurs looked at plants.
Stupid plants. I'm a pterodactyl.
That's so plants, T-Rex.
I can fly above you and poop on you, plants.
there's like
Plant T-Rex.
we're in a time now where you can go on Twitter or Facebook and you can say whatever the fuck
you can
want.
connect to anybody.
But you can say whatever the fuck you want, as hateful as you want it. But everyone can see it, and also everyone can see it. So there's the double edge there, where it's
Yeah.
like I can go on Twitter and say whatever I want. Okay, you might be on fucking BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
Like if I went on Twitter today and I'm like, William Hung's a fag.
Yeah.
Like that dude hasn't done a song in 15 years. But if BuzzFeed like read that tweet and they're like, all right, we're putting you on blast.
Look at this stupid bigot.
Yeah, I'd have to close my fucking account within an hour because
Yeah.
I'd get a million people being
see-
like, nope, not cool.
Isn't that the awesome part of social media?
It's great.
Is that
Yeah.
it's the double-edged sword of social media. Is that
Yeah.
you always, the second you put anything out there, you get judged. And so it's almost like, thankfully, thank God for social media because it's going to be around for a while. It's almost going to breed out all that prejudice because you will get beat down
there was
every
actually-
time you say anything stupid.
You'd think so, but so many people still say stupid stuff.
know.
Yeah, but they're anonymous. Like most of the people that say that, they say it in the comments on YouTube. Where they're
No,
like, it's like
no.
Smoochie99 says.
How every
"Go
year
suck y'all."
BuzzFeed and a million other people put up the thing of like the day after Christmas. I can't believe my fat blank of a mother got me an iPhone 5 when I
iPhone
wanted
3.
an iPhone C. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Shut and there's articles of people, and like Ellen Page comes out and there's BuzzFeed articles of like, look at these idiots reacting to this. Like they don't get it. You know what I mean? How many times do we get insulted that I pull the troll out and show it to the public? I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
look at this guy calling me names, and he has to close his account and erase his thing, and yet, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
That's awesome. That's power.
So good.
That's
What
the
he's
power
coming
to
to you now.
change.
But somebody, I think it was
well, it's the power of a mob mentality, which is dangerous.
It's
you know what I
very
mean?
I heard an interesting point.
But
the
when
other
used
day.
correctly, it's awesome.
A politician said,
when it's used for righteous purposes.
I think it was a politician, but he was like, I think that you shouldn't be allowed to use social media until like you're old enough to drive. Like basically, it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
a driver's
that's not a bad
license.
idea at all.
Which is sort of like when you're a kid, like you say so many stupid
Where's
things.
the fun in that?
But so
Well,
many adults say stupid
here's
stuff
the
there.
thing: like
Yeah.
we'll never, whatever president gets elected next, like has been tweeting in his life, and if he hasn't, we're like, why weren't
See,
you
I
tweeting?
think the 2 presidents from now will be interesting.
Two
The next
presidents?
president's been like, it was already in
Oh yeah, because the next
politics.
president's like a year from now.
The next president's gonna be like Mitt Romney or Hillary Clinton.
He's not going to
Probably.
be Mitt Romney.
It might be Mitt Romney.
Colin was, I'm surprised he
Let's
doesn't break
hope
down the
it's Colin.
door. He won't be 35 yet, will he? Remember, that's the thing.
Well,
see, I can talk
20
about it too.
XX.
Oh, in 20 You mean this shirt you can get at
Yeah.
districtlines.com/GameOverGreggy? No, I understand what you're
that's
saying,
good
but
quality.
that's always the terrifying thing I think about. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, like the pranks and tweets. Like I said, I want to stress that I was a worse person then, and
Yeah.
those people made me a better human being. Kyle Hayes made me the man I am today, and I'll never be able to repay him for that. And to think about the horrific things I would have said and done on social media at 10,
Oh my God,
11,
yeah.
12, I would have been saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe I bought this new Spider-Man. It's so gay."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I
Or you would
wouldn't-
talk. You probably put your teacher's name in a tweet like blah blah blah
Yep.
is a fat lesbian.
100%. Yeah,
and you
yeah,
didn't even
yeah.
know what that
Well, I
was.
wouldn't say
What's
like that.
funny is like I was a little kid when
Yeah.
with the social media shit, and like we did that.
Yeah.
We got in trouble with all that stuff. Like in
Right.
school, like people would talk shit about teachers on
Facebook
Zanga,
or Zang.
What the hell is Zanga?
the thing before MySpace.
Okay.
Yeah, and like Find a Pics even, and like you'd post pictures of people and like get in so much trouble. Like
Yeah.
people got expelled, people got like all this shit from school. There was like I remember a teacher left because she felt abused and like just couldn't handle it, and like left because some kid was like talking shit on AIM about her.
See, that's
And,
when
like,
I just
it
fire
was
back with.
it was one of those things where
totally
in the AIM
smearing that kid.
profiles, everybody like
fire with fire. Just tweet back Photoshop pictures of
but
him.
it
and,
wasn't
like,
a kid. It was
bestiality.
like no one knew exactly who started it because like some kid put a thing in his AIM profile and it was like copy this if you think Miss whatever's a bitch, and then like everyone's AIM profile was like this is funny, you know, and then like everyone's profile said she's a bitch.
I can't
and then she,
imagine,
like,
man.
Couldn't handle it.
I
But
can't
see,
imagine.
There's no point. There's no way when I was that age I thought that way. It
Really?
wasn't even that I had never
What-
would.
what-
I
what do you
never
mean you
would have
wouldn't
done
have
that.
thought about what?
I never would have thought to do that in a public way.
But you
No,
never-
but
you
like
didn't have
it's not
those
about you.
tools.
Like what if you were on AIM and you saw everyone else was doing it?
No, but there was always like every generation's had that, right? To me, it was always like, I mean, I grew up with kids that would like spray paint shit and like put
Right.
stickers on things and like draw with like Sharpies were a big thing in junior high for me. Like people would have like my buddies would have like 5 different types of Sharpies for whatever like they would encounter, like big or small,
Yeah.
and they tag stuff. Like tagging was a huge thing, and that was. I would never have thought to do that. I would never have thought to walk up to a wall and write something horrible about something indelible on a wall and
See,
keep
well,
it
here's
there
the
until
thing though,
someone
that
sandblasts
you
it
see
off.
like you see like the visual ramifications of something like that
Yeah.
tangibly in the real world. But I think when you're 11, you're like, I'm on AIM. Like there's a picture of a cat when I sign in. This means nothing to me.
And see, this is one of the things. Like, I feel like my age demographic never really crossed over with social media. But I remember in high school there was one time that a girl we went to school with was dating, or fooling around with, whatever you want to call it back then, with this guy who went to my other friend's school. And she basically sex chatted him, sexted at the time, which nobody knew. Sex aimed or whatever the hell you want to call it back then.
Paged.
It was pigeon,
It was like 6'9",
carrier
6'9".
pigeons.
And that guy, of course,
Carrier pigeons.
printed that out, of
course.
and then gave it to his friends. And that was to my knowledge, that never got back to the girl. She never found out. But that was like the one thing of like, this is a totally private moment that we're intruding on. She had no idea that this was happening.
No, honestly, like that's the thing. Like you're saying, like man, I was such a bad person. I think it's everyone's bad people when they're young.
Yeah.
Like thinking back to it, like the amount of times that I participated in that, like the AIM chats of girls and guys saying these things.
oh my
and,
God,
like,
see, I was
just
maybe-
random pictures from their digital cameras, like the original digital cameras.
Sure, or like I used to prank all people all the time.
megapixels.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous.
I never
Game
would
Boy
have thought to do
cameras.
that.
But you didn't have that opportunity. That's what I'm saying. Is like it would have been a different world.
No,
for
I mean
us,
I
Nick.
would have done things like I would have shared like porn links and things like that, or I would have shared jokes and funny things, but like I just don't know that I would have launched a massive smear campaign.
But that's the
against
thing,
a
it's
teacher.
not.
But
It's
you wouldn't
not.
have thought about
You
it
don't
that
think
way.
of it as
Yeah.
it's not like a massive smear campaign. If like you and 3 of your friends are like, Mrs. Smith's got a weird left boob,
Well,
and all of a sudden,
you always had that sort of joking mentality, but
What I always think about, what I always go
know.
back to, is that me and my friends used to backyard wrestle. We've talked about it many times on this show. However, we drew the storylines from our real life. So we were talking about girls that we went to school with that some guy would take to homecoming, and then there was a feud because that some other guy had sex with her, blah, blah, blah. And obviously, this is just manufactured. Like,
I was
it
like,
would
your
be,
life sounded really cool. In high
No,
school.
it was totally like it was like some of the worst like effects. It's kind of actually what Up at Noon looks like now. But we'd film like a guy underneath,
better.
one dude underneath a cover, like acting like he's humping, and then like it would be me with a stopwatch, like winding the watch to make it to tell you time was passing. You know what I mean? Like it was like that kind of goofy shit. But we talk about that, or people like dudes we didn't like at school, yada yada. And like if we had YouTube back then, we wouldn't have thought for a second about posting it.
probably,
oh yeah,
This is our intellectual property. We're allowed to do whatever we want with it. Yada yada
exactly.
yada.
Like you totally think that way, and when you do have YouTube, you do some dumb things, and like. Oh man, just going like AIM is like really the best and worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
we
AIM
would-
is different though because AIM you have to physically want to share it with someone else.
yeah.
No, you
Like
don't.
no one's gonna.
There
hack
was a
your
girl.
AIM.
There was a girl. This is, I guess, a little bit similar story. There was a girl I went to high school with, and we never really dated or whatever, but like we flirted around or whatever. And our freshman year of college, she put up an away message on her aim, and the aim was huge back. This is 2001, man.
Yeah.
AIM was huge, and it was this story of her making out with a guy in her bed, and her misinterpreting him asking for her to turn the fan on as him wanting a blowjob, and she put this up as a away message for all to see.
Why?
Because she thought it was funny, and I assume she thought only friends followed her, or like, you know, her girlfriends. So when we went back for Christmas break, we're at a party and we're hanging out, and I mentioned this to her, and she's like, I never thought I told you that story. I'm like, you didn't tell me that story. I saw it. Anyone can wake up.
Yeah.
Anyone can see your AIM profile. It's not like you're hiding.
AIM
it.
profiles, that was it. Like that was the big thing. But I remember people used to, and when I say people, I mean me. We used to like copy and pasting was like the worst thing, because you can fuck so much shit up with that, where you'd copy someone else's name and then make up shit.
Oh
that
my
they
God.
said
Yeah, I did
and send
that.
it to other people.
That's the thing that Alex used to do, where he would fake tweet as you. He would retweet.
That's what I'm
things
saying.
that
That you
would
think
say.
is horrible, but like
I think. I mean, I don't. The only thing I think it's horrible is because he was not creative enough to quote me.
I think
That's the way it is.
I loved it.
But like that's the kind of stuff that really is insidious, right? Or like you have people that immediately the second there's a new social media outlet, like the second there's something new, they go on and they sign up as Kim Kardashian.
Yep. Right.
Because they think it's funny to smear someone's name, and it's really a terrible thing to do. Now, granted, whether or not you think Kim Kardashian deserves it, that's neither here nor there. Misquoting people and just the sheer amount of anonymity that there is on the internet right now.
Yep. Right.
That's the kind of stuff that needs to be weeded out as well, because that's the stuff that allows prejudice and hate to just proliferate throughout everything that's online.
Well, see, that's the thing. I think the anonymity thing is getting better.
It is because
I think that, like,
Google and they're rewarding you for being yourself.
Well, and also the internet, the mob mentality, the 4chans, the Reddits, all these things out there. It's like if you do something fucked up, like
You're done.
Like
You're done.
2 years ago, I think it was, when the guy threw the bag of puppies in the river or whatever, and like the next day he was like killed.
Yeah.
Like not literally killed,
but like that guy's. He's not
But
getting a job.
you see the same risk of it, right? When like Reddit was like, we're going to find the guys who blew up Boston, the marathon, and they went after they totally identified the wrong people.
Yeah.
It's dangerous as hell. But I mean, I know now that like if I tweet something or I say something and
You have to get behind that shit.
Yeah, I'm careful as hell because I know now there's 40,000 people, and like 5 years ago I wouldn't. You know, we've talked about this before. I'd be sitting there watching a movie or something and being like, "This shit sucks."
Yeah.
And now I don't do that anymore because like that guy who was the 40th person down the list of credits, or maybe 60th,
Might
will
follow you.
probably be like our guest on Up at Noon.
Yeah, probably.
So I have to be like, you know.
Well, I think it's the fact that you're creating content now.
Yeah.
You get that.
Yeah.
We get that. And that's why it's so simple to be like, oh, man, I can't believe, like, I used to talk about stuff that way. Somebody's creative effort. Somebody, you know what I mean?
And that was, you asked me like before we started, like why I'm podcasting now. And I think now it's just because I feel like all of us as a group and all of my friends and all of my coworkers have reached a level of maturity where we ought to be putting out opinions to the world. Whereas prior when I started IGN when I was 25 and the average age of the editors was like around that same age, I just always felt like we were a little too immature to handle certain topics.
Sure.
And I didn't want to put out an opinion that I was later going to be sorry for. Whereas now, no matter what I talk about on this podcast or anything else we do, like I'll do bits on Up and Noon and things like that, I stand by it. I want to make something that I put out there that A, is meaningful, and B, is an opinion that I can stand by and that people can either learn from or at least learn something about themselves.
Well, it's fucked up. We kind of got thrown, and some of us crawled in, or some of us stood up and ran into these roles of role models, and in some weird kind of way. And like I noticed, like, you know, like a year or two ago, I was like tweeting, I was like, you know, blah 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 sucks, and like this is dumb, or I'd write some snarky joke about it, and I still do it to an extent. And I was like, the driving controls in this game are a piece of shit, like blah blah blah. Or like, I'm glad they blah, blah, blah. Something negative.
8.5 out of 10. Yeah. Brian Altano.
Something stupid. And then like last year I was like, hey, I put out an album with no record label support and no money and no this and no that and no excuses. And everyone digs it. You have no excuse yourself. Make shit.
Yeah.
And that tweet got more positive responses from people like to this day who were just like, you inspired me. And I was like, oh shit, you know what? The power of being quasi positive and not even knowing how the fuck I got here, it's so much more impactful than it is to just be like, this is shitty, that sucks, fuck this, fuck that. Like that's it's so easy to just be miserable and negative, and it takes a little more work to be like clever or optimistic.
Well, it's always easy to criticize. Always.
Yeah.
It's always easy to find something wrong with something, but people who, when you start creating content, you're forced to have to find ways to make things work and be positive. And because the sheer amount of energy you have to put into something, you're either going to have to be positive about it and keep moving forward, not worry about all that other bad stuff and all that bad criticism, or you're going to get crushed.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I was talking about with, like, where I am and who I am and everything else. Like, the fact that I think Hayes made me a better person in Missouri, I get to pass that on to viewers who maybe don't have that person, or don't live in a house with all their X number of best friends and all this other thing. They can learn from my experiences. Most of those jokes I think are pretty funny still. The seashells, that's funny. It was seashells. Let's get over it. Whatever. So but like, there's tons of other horrible things.
The piss thing is
gross. It's totally disgusting. But I do want, whatever. I'm not going to defend it. It's more gross that I made somebody clean it up, I think, because again, I wouldn't have let somebody drink it. I don't know what the original end game for that was, but I can't talk to it anymore.
See, that really quick, I totally would have let him drink it.
No way, gross.
But that's what I'm saying, though. 14-year-old Tim wouldn't have thought that
and that's
way.
the whole thing. And that's the whole thing. We're old men now. We're old people.
Funny.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing of like trying to establish learning from our mistakes. Like, there's videos on IGN from when I started where I am not proud of those. You know what I mean? I'm totally one of those people who stands by everything he did. I'm not going to sit there and you show me something and deny it or dance around it. I'll tell you what I was thinking when I did it and why I did it. But it doesn't mean I'm proud of it now. You know what I mean? Whereas like what you're talking about now, every episode of the Game Over Greggy show, I'm going to stand by everything I say. It's what I believe. Everything from Beyond, from GameScoop, from whatever. You're getting me at my, because I'm mature enough now to sit there and tell you what I think.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where like,
so it's okay to be gay.
There were times in the past where I would shoot things at IGN and I'd be like, wow, this is just, it's not even immature in a good way. It's just people spouting out hate.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna name names or anything like that, but now I feel like, as individuals, we just kind of weigh things a lot better in our older age than we used to. And you put out something that is either well thought out or because you want, as someone who is in charge of making content for a big media site, you have a responsibility and you want to put out something good and you want to put out something that's meaningful, right? Yeah. And it's not meaningful just to immediately get out of a movie and tweet that stuff.
Sure, exactly, 100%.
See, what blows my mind is
I don't watch really matter.
I don't watch much TV, and then recently I was exposed for the first time to shows like Extra. I think it was Extra.
Extra. Access Hollywood.
What's the name of that?
Entertainment
old woman. The old woman that like
Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Joan Rivers show, whatever this is. I was watching
Fashion
it,
Police
and I hear
is what
all
you're
these
talking
people
about.
talking so highly about the show and how like all this stuff.
It's
and I'm
terrible.
like, and it was on, and I'm like, wow. Like I felt bad as a human.
So the
being.
only
Oh no,
reason why
she is the world's oldest living hater.
she's a troll.
It's one of those things, like, you understand her
Not a troll
shtick
in,
is
like,
that.
that way, but-
Like, that's her shtick. Is like, she used to do the thing of the red carpet where she would do that. Like, it's almost like Don Rickles in a way, right? Where when Rickles would do insult comedy about you, you were happy he was talking about you. And I still think that's something here.
I can get that. But
Now,
man, just watching that
it's
without
totally
really
uncomfortable.
getting it.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's uncomfortable.
She's talking about these people, and I'm just like,
so I don't.
this isn't even funny. You're not clever. You're not making a funny joke. You're just saying, oh, this looks like it's a
that's-
Dalmatian.
To me, that's where it gets lost, right? Like Rickles, I don't feel like he ever lost it. And the weird thing about Rickles is that people will go see him and then be like, we got to sit front row.
Yeah, I
And
want him
he'd
to
be
make fun
like,
of me.
But other people will be like, man, we got front row tickets to Rickles. I wonder how the show's gonna be. And it's like, you're gonna get fucking hazed. But like, he never lost focus of like the joke is the punchline, and he's horrible. Like, and he's like, it's funny. We're like, gay's okay, black's okay, Jewish, Asian's okay. Like he hasn't learned that yet.
No, he's too old to care.
He's still too old to care, and you just go, it's okay, Grandpa, keep him laughing.
But like,
but
again,
I feel like,
I don't know.
But,
Like,
but Joan Rivers, I feel like she lost the point of chasing the punchline and just went pure vitriol.
I'll disagree with you for a couple of reasons.
Sure.
Because I've watched now countless episodes of Fashion Police, mostly because my wife loves it, but also because I like it too.
Aww, you guys are bonding.
And here's why I like it. Two reasons. One, generally, out of all the people that she criticizes, she will have them on the show at some point, or she has had them on the show, and so there is a tongue in cheek to it, where they'll talk badly about Kim Kardashian or Lady Gaga, but then the next week Lady Gaga's on the show,
right?
And they'll tear themselves apart too. They actually do a thing like every 2 weeks or something like that, where they go, our worst looks ever, and they'll go through their back catalog and just tear each other apart.
And that's cool. It's just not funny.
But they also
smart.
They also
like,
do.
You're just saying stupid insults.
That's true, and it's usually base, which is something that I don't necessarily agree with. But what I do think is interesting about Joan Rivers is that she has made a career out of taking the insanity that is Hollywood. And it usually doesn't go too far beyond like the actual like AAA of Hollywood, right? They're the A-listers of Hollywood. but she's made a career out of knocking him down a couple of pegs. And on a very just like low level, I can appreciate that. Of like, there's no, if you're Kim Kardashian and your entire being is, your entire existence is to be insanely outrageous and like this horrible role model for human beings, there's got to be a counterpart to that, right? There's got to be a Lex Luthor to that ridiculous.
I'm actually,
and I feel like that's Twitter.
I'm really, well, I don't know. I'm kind of really coming around to what Nick's saying right now. That actually makes a lot of sense.
And Joan's always the one that's the craziest, right? Because she paints herself as the old lady who's like, I can say whatever I want because I'm going to die soon, and she'll say stuff like that. The rest of the people, like Kelly Osbourne's on it, and she's always super, super nice about everyone and like very harsh, not criticized. Then they always have a guest, and they always have Juliana. And they'll always kind of be a little bit more fair and balanced, where they'll talk about, oh, this person shouldn't have wore that because their body type's better like this. Joan just right to the core.
Well, it's
right
like
to the core every time.
being a famous celebrity is sort of like, and like I'm not talking about like Sean Penn who like acts his fucking dick off in a movie or something like that.
Damn, I lost my dick.
Mystic
I
River.
So well.
Yeah,
Where'd
like
my
you
dick go?
marathon through 13 episodes of House of Cards in a week, and you're like, these actors are incredible.
Kevin Spacey.
But somebody who's like, some celebrities, you feel like a devil visited them in the night and was like, here's the deal. Here's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're going to go in a recording studio for 25 minutes a year, and someone's going to change your voice. Then for
Then you
30
can just
minutes
bite
a
as many
week,
women as you want.
yeah, 30 minutes a week, you can pose and we'll Photoshop the shit out of you and make you look amazing. But you literally can't do anything ever again without thousands of people screaming and bothering you. Are you okay with this? And it's like, yes. It's sort of like, yeah, you can have my son and then I get billions of dollars. Like it's the deal with the devil kind of thing. So it's like you can't go to the Starbucks and get a chai latte or whatever the fuck without a billion people throwing rocks at your car.
You're telling me that there's
Where are
actually
they getting these rocks
there's
from Manhattan?
there's legitimately a deal out there where if I give up a child, I get to be a superstar.
Yeah, it's like The Omen.
Greg, how do you feel about this?
You want to fuck?
Let's do it. Let's make that man baby.
Yeah.
No, I mean I don't want to get into the whole topic of like if you're a celebrity, do you deserve any sort of privacy?
No, I don't think you do. But I mean, there's like that's a fucking seesaw.
But let me
right
ask you
there.
this question: do you think Tom Cruise would trade a day of his life for infinite privacy? Like, do you think he'd trade being Tom Cruise to be just have
Here's
privacy
the thing,
for the
though.
rest of his life?
I think when Tom Cruise had a bit of privacy, he was like, "Oh, come here. If you pay 2 million space bucks to Xenu, you can join my super cult of the mind." And that's when people were like, "Whoa, let's pelt him with hate."
See, I can't wait to be invited to be a member of Scientology because that means I made it.
Here's my thing about the celebrity. Would if they weren't so vehement, and I'm talking about like your Emma Stones, your Tom Cruises, your Will Smiths, so vehement about, oh my God, stop, I'm covering my face when I walk. If they walked out and posed and were totally hamming it up for 3 weeks, would it drop off? It feels to me like it would drop off.
Well, there's a lot of people that do that.
Yeah, they do.
And like I think it just continues, and like and then people. It's
Well,
like
isn't that how
more
like
and more
Gaga
and
got
more.
big? Just like showing up and doing ridiculous things.
But I'm not saying that. I'm saying
Gaga?
I'm Greg Miller and I'm in This Is the End too or whatever, and everybody loves me. And so I go outside of my house here in the streets of San Francisco, and people are following me. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll walk in IGN. Let's go. And I just walk to IGN.
Yeah.
And I go into IGN. I come out. I go to Merrigan's Sub Shop. Delicious subs down at 2nd and Brandon. Merrigan's subs. And then, I walk back. I sit there and I stuff my face, and like, they're going to get in a normal week, you're going to get 17 shots of me eating wings.
Yeah.
The price
I think-
is going to
but-
drop on it if I'm just.
But see, I think-
if I flood the market with the crap people think they want, and then it's not there anymore.
I think but we're different, right? Because we're not being
Because
judged.
again, I'm a fat, ugly guy.
But they're gonna wait for that one moment when you slip.
when I choke Bertillo.
And you're gonna slip because
Yeah.
you're just gonna get annoyed that these people are following you.
And if you don't, you're gonna get annoyed at something else in your real life. Like you're gonna
because
like,
you're a human being. A
I
real
would
human
love
being.
to get so popular and keep my normal life and I'm on the Muni sitting in a chair and it's like 17 paparazzis around me keeping other people off the Muni seats. That's the future right
No,
there.
I think my wife puts it best. She'll always identify that one celebrity that she wants to be like. Like there's a girl, the girl in
Aubrey Plaza.
House of Cards.
Damn it.
The one who's the journalist, not Kate Mara, the other one who's
Oh,
like,
yeah, I
I'm
know
gonna
who she
leave.
is.
I'm done with this. I don't
Oh
know
yeah,
what.
yeah.
She's in a lot of stuff, and then there's another girl that looks like her that's in a lot of stuff. And my wife's always like, I would want to be her. Because you don't know her name. And if you saw her, you'd be like, oh, it's the girl from House of Cards. But you wouldn't go talk to her. You wouldn't be like, whoa, House of Cards girl. You'd be like, hey, you're doing good work, and then leave.
So when we worked with Diane, the Pine Sol lady, that's exactly what she said. She said, I'm the perfect kind of famous.
Yeah.
Where people only see me and they recognize me and say, I love your work, but I don't have paparazzi bothering me all the time.
And they're not like, they don't want to hang out with you forever. They're just
Right.
like, Pine Sol Lady,
Lady.
what's up? And
Yeah.
you're like, what up? And it makes
Yeah.
you feel good, and you go about your day a little bit higher than you
Yeah,
were
like
before.
nobody's gonna follow the Pine Sol Lady for 6 hours to make sure like she doesn't use a different kind of product. They're gonna be like, oh,
You're
hey,
using
Diane,
Pledge?
yeah, exactly. They're like, you're great. I love your stuff. Thank you. And then they walk away.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's kind of perfect.
I think so.
So I think that is, but also
And that's why it's
the
okay
stuff
to be
we
gay.
do is awesome too.
And that's
Yeah.
why it's okay to be gay.
The stuff we do is awesome too, because it's like, I mean, I very highly doubt we're ever going to get to the point where we can't walk outside without people talking to us. You know?
No,
Like-
but we're not that kind of person. Like, we're not actors.
I
We're
know,
just
but
people
what I'm
doing
saying,
a
like,
podcast every
just,
week.
just doing this podcast stuff, I like this where it's like, every once in a while people are going to recognize Greg and they're going to talk to him. But what's really cool is Greg's a normal person.
Right.
So,
You've already heard all my stories by watching the show.
like,
Yeah.
I have nothing to say to you in
that's
person.
that's kind of what I'm saying is like
Yeah.
these people are going to talk to you, but it's not them so much like, oh my god, I loved you in this movie and this is awesome and whatever. It's like they're going to talk to you because they know you, because you talk to them every week.
Yeah.
You know, like you're a person to them, and you
Yeah.
are a person. You know?
But I mean, to an extent, it's actually what Diane has is exactly what we have at E3, where it's
Right.
like I can walk out and there's a sea of people, but a couple of them will come up to me and like, "Hey, Brian, I love Up at Noon," or "I love the Comedy Button," or "I love your album," or whatever like that.
Comedy
And
Button available every Friday on comedybutton.com.
And it's great. That's a great personal balance for me because it's like I was on the second time I ever took my fiance out. I was walking to a restaurant
Oh
in,
shit!
in
This
her
is hot.
neighborhood.
I like this story already.
And it was a Friday afternoon when Comedy Button goes up on comedybutton.com. And this guy was riding a bike down the street and he goes, "Brian?" I'm like, "Huh?" And he's like, "Brian Altano?" And he gets off the bike and he's like, "Dude, I'm listening to you right now."
that's awesome.
And I'm like, hey.
You're like, what am I saying?
And I'm like, that's fuck yeah. I was like, what am I saying? He's like, it's today's episode. I got off of work, I downloaded the episode, and I listened to the show on my bike ride home. I do this every Friday.
That's awesome.
And it's crazy. You're talking in my ear, and I see you, so I know you're on a date, but I have to stop you. And I was like, dude, it's totally cool. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I kept you. And I was like, hey, don't worry about it. Shook his hand and everything. And I'm like, that's really cool. And my fiance was like, does that happen a lot? And I was like, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Which is obviously not true. But I mean,
time.
that's a fucking awesome moment. And that's the perfect level for me. Like, I don't ever want it to be... I'd like a little more than that. Of course. We all would.
Of course.
But I would
I just
never
want a
want it
little
to be
more
like...
money.
I never want to
Yeah.
be like, I shaved my head and I'm hitting a car with an umbrella because
yeah.
everything fell
You're
apart.
getting into nothing but bar
And like
fights every
Dylan
day.
and Theron, my two twin boys, like they stole all my meds and like somebody broke into my house.
There's a
Like,
comfortable
sorry.
balance. We're in a comfortable balance.
Theron?
Theron.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
a badass name.
I
for
know.
a
I'm
kid.
inventing little boy names on the
Dylan
flyer.
and Theron.
It's a comfortable balance. The other day I was walking to the car with Christine to go to the grocery store, and I'm walking along our, one of the streets, not even our street, and the car drives by and I just hear, "Game over, Greggy!"
That's
drives
awesome.
away, and Christine's like, "That guy just yelled your Twitter name?" I'm like, "Yeah."
See,
It
your handle's better because when I hear "bruh," I'm like, I'm dead.
So, yeah, you didn't think that one through too quickly,
No, I
did
didn't.
you?
Yeah. Now I'm like, oh, there's a cartoon gun noise. There's two in my head.
So,
And that's why
yeah.
it's okay to be gay.
That's why it's okay to be gay. If you're gay, be gay. And if you aren't gay, don't be a dick about people being gay.
Get gay.
I agree. Get gayer. So, Greg,
Yeah,
my topic.
sure.
When was this was given to me by? Let me find the person. that
God,
gave
you
it
are
to me.
just such a shill now. You don't
I
even
am a
have real
shill.
topics.
I don't.
If
people
you'd
give me
like to be
topics
on the Game
Twitter.
Over Greggy show, tweet at Nick Scarpino.
Nick _Scarpino.
God damn it, get a real Twitter
I
handle.
know. I couldn't. There's a real Nick Scarpino. He has it. I'm just.
I
a fake
wonder
Nick
how many
Scarpino.
people tweeted him.
Probably a lot.
Hey,
Really?
how's your shadow boxing going?
He's like, but he's like, but don't
have
don't
you
tweet
heard
at him
the
because he's a
shadowboxing
nice
story?
guy.
No.
Okay, I'll tell it. Tell me how many. After I'm done, tell me how many I got right or
You're
wrong.
gonna get it wrong.
So
Okay.
Nick Scarpino used to be overweight and in the band, like the marching band.
Correct.
Hold on. That was a lot to unpack.
Yeah. And he would come. One day. Okay, so hold on. Stick with me. He was what, drum major. That's right.
Drum major, yes.
He was the drum major.
Oh, that's kind of cool band.
No,
No.
it's the guy who comes out with a stick, in front of the rest of the marching band.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah. It was
And you were fat.
But stick with me.
very
Stick
fat.
with me. So at the school, the band director's like, "You're gonna be the next drum major next year. However, you're a little too big.
You gotta lose some weight.
You gotta." I said I'm gonna tell the story.
You're getting it right.
Then just lean back like I was pushing your face earlier. Thank you. And Nick's like, "All right." So Nick goes home and for the rest of the summer just beats himself up mentally. Like, he'll open the fridge and look at the food and go, no, I'm not going to eat that. And then he'll look in the mirror and be like, you're too fat. And then he'd go outside to lose weight, mind you. Go outside shirtless and shadow box.
Got to shame myself. And it was like, it literally looked like a really bad scene from like when people like dance fight and like Footloose, you know?
Nope,
and they're
nope.
just like,
If I was driving by, I'd be like, oh man, they're filming part of a montage.
well, I did
Exactly.
Really,
I was gonna say you,
did it
Nick,
really
you
late at
didn't even
night.
need to say that. Like, I know you well enough that transcended like the saddest thing I've ever heard to just the coolest montage. Because I know in your head it was just like
I tried harder than
and you're
I've
like open
ever
the fridge,
tried.
you're like no, and you close and you're fighting a tree, and then,
Oh man, everybody, please send your submissions of what you think this Nick Scarpino
oh my
montage
God,
would look like.
I love it so much.
That would be amazing.
Send
So
them
but
to
you did-
GameOverGreggyVids@gmail.com.
So weird thing, you did eventually lose the weight, but you did eventually also
So-
not become the drum guy in the front of a marching band.
No,
No,
I
he
graduated
was.
high school.
Oh, you
The
did?
drum
You got-
guy.
Oh, no, I was
He
drum
was
major
drum
for 3
major
years.
big time.
Because
Okay.
I wanted it. My band director didn't want me to be drum major because I was fat, but he couldn't tell. You can't tell a student that.
Where's that guy now?
He's still the director. He actually went to one of those. He's a great guy. I
Pedophile.
love him to death. He did me a great favor. He didn't want to tell
Yeah, if you
me.
have that teacher, go on AIM and talk about how bad. No, don't do
No,
that.
he was a great guy, and we're friends to this day. But he did me a favor because unlike everyone else in my life, he was straight up with me, and he was like, "Look, dude, your ass is going to be backward to a lot of people who are going to watch you." He didn't say this, but this is what he was alluding to. Was that when you're drum major, you do a field show. So the marching band faces the audience. The drum major faces the marching band. So your ass is facing the audience. And he's like, do you want to look the way you do? And but when you wore band uniforms, they were always high-waisted. They cut you off like right here.
Right.
So you had this penguin-style torso that just went down.
If you're listening, thank you for your $1. And Nick has signified about 3 inches above his belly button.
There you go.
Greg Miller
So
loves
yeah,
you.
just Google marching band uniform. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's always like ridiculously high.
Or
Please
Google
don't
Penguin.
stop driving your car.
But yeah, so he actually was straight up with me. He's like, "Look, dude, you need to like work out and exercise because we've this." And he said, he was like, "I'll never forget." He's like, "This school's never had an overweight drum major," and he's like, "I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but just think about that." And also, he's like, "Hey," he also was like this. Also, we only have uniforms for skinny guys. But I
going
needed
back
to
to the
hear
original
that, though,
topic,
because I was
though-
always like, I was fine with just eating pizza all the time.
Dude,
and
this
drinking
school's
Coke
never had an
and-
overweight drum major. Sounds like the second line on a direct-to-DVD movie
Oh my
poster.
God.
He
Drumline
said it.
too.
He said
Yeah,
it
Drumline too.
a lot cooler than that. But he was trying to be motivational, but he wasn't sugarcoating it either. He was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Look, dude, like you're in high school. Now is the time to get your shit together in regards to your weight." And I struggled with that for a lot of years. And after that, I've tried really, really hard to lose weight. I lost like 10 pounds, so I fit into the stuff. Actually, I think they ended up making me another uniform. Now that I think about it.
Well, seriously,
burlap
so
potato
girls
sacks.
in the games industry, but fat kids in drum majors.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
interesting.
look, everyone's always discriminated against. Fat people growing up are always discriminated against because they're easy targets, right? Because there's so
True.
much of them. But you eventually, hopefully, have some positive influences in your life that kind of. It's not easy, but they got to prod you. You got to be told straight up, like, "Look, dude, you're overweight, and you can do something about it, but you have to be the person to do it. No one's gonna come help you help in life. They can help you kind of cheat if you want, but you're just setting yourself back. Like, I can go get liposuction, but I'm just going to snap right back into being fat. I got to ingrain in myself the things I need to lose weight and be healthy.
That's what I tell
As
Priscilla
I
all the
drink
time.
my second glass of bourbon.
There's no calories in bourbon. Surprising fact.
Absolutely not true.
Really?
The truth phone just rang. It's not for you.
And actually,
that
they don't put calories on alcohol because if
They
they
don't.
did, I would read a lot.
I would too. Blur line.
So how do you know there's calories in it?
You just know it's made of like sugar and
It's all sugar,
and
yeah.
old oak.
There's not a lot of
How
there's
bad is
calories
it?
in It's pretty bad for you.
Really?
Yeah, if you stop drinking booze, you'd probably lose like 10 pounds.
Well, I'm not gonna do that, so don't worry about
Also,
it.
if you stop eating
Cheeseburger burritos.
infused
What,
burritos.
what if I stopped going
Hey,
to
man, I
business
mean,
lunches
okay.
with you, where Colin and I ordered a fried chicken sandwich. He orders a meatball sub, and I'm like, I'll split half of mine with yours.
love that
And we
trade.
switch the trades out.
That was like, you got a salami sandwich, you got a PB&J, let's trade, bro. But it
Oh,
was
that's-
meatball
that's one of
sub
my-
and a parm.
One of my
McChick
favorite
parm.
things in the world to do, because as an adult, you don't get to really trade a lot anymore, right?
You don't.
Everything you just kind of hold on to. Like I got movies; they're all digital. I got games. I don't have.
You
to
can't trade that shit.
But when I go out to lunch with a friend or a coworker, one of you guys, and it's like
Oh, we're not your friends, huh?
we're all the same.
both.
We're in the wheelhouse. Friends and coworkers.
You said or. You didn't say and or.
Okay, well, I mean, maybe I have some coworkers that aren't my friends. Not in this room. I love you guys.
Fuck
Well,
Colin.
Fuck you, Colin. Colin will never split a sandwich with me. But you go half and half.
He would, though.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm going to try this from now on.
It's like
I'm gonna
being
split
on
my
a
salad with the only other person at the site is eating salad, which is usually just me.
because you can do it. You know,
What did I order the other day? 21st Amendment.
I don't remember. I just remember the amazing chicken parm you had. I was so jealous of you today.
I don't think you went to lunch with us yesterday. 21st Amendment.
No, I didn't. That was you. That was you and Ryan Clemens.
Damn it! I thought you were Clements for a second.
No. Wow.
because Nick, you're married. Do you ever do this with your wife, or you got to eat
All the time.
and you
This is
convince
the
her
only
in the-
thing you do.
Yeah,
No,
you
my
convince
wife
her-
and I literally. It's not like it's a set rule, but
Yeah.
she'll go, "What are you getting?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna
Yep.
get the chicken," and she'll go, "I was gonna get the chicken." Because we want to try other things.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, I'll get my second choice, so I'll try your chicken. And then without fail, she eats her entire dish, and I never get to try it again.
Damn,
See,
that's
my
cold.
fiance
Maybe
did
like
this the
one
other
little
night.
bite I'll get, and when she'll throw me, because I don't want to ask someone for their food.
My fiance did this the other night. She goes, "Oh no, I like that. I'll try a bite of yours." And I was like, "You will not try a bite.
Yeah.
You will have half, and I will have half of yours. That's the math.
That's mad.
Otherwise, we're breaking up.
50 and 50 equals.
I'm bringing that ring back to the store.
Damn, son.
They don't take them back.
No, they don't.
No.
I didn't get it
I
from
checked.
a store either.
No, it didn't
It was
get
a
from
man.
Walmart.
Yo,
That was
Walmart.
a dude who
I don't
probably
want
charged
that.
you
I
a
don't
lot
want. I
of
don't want
money
that
for it.
dolphin pendant. I get that engagement ring. Made a pizza.
Bought it at Jared's.
Oh,
So-
he went to Jared.
Oh, he went to Jared.
Jared.
So my topic came from.
Jesus, we didn't even start. I thought we
No.
just got off topic.
We'll go fast on this. We
How
haven't
long
even
is it?
started
I know
on
it's my first time. This show is like 5 hours.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
Is there is this a telethon?
Should I save my topic for next week?
We're waiting for the first call.
Yeah, like, who are we saving?
Is your topic quick?
This is for
It
Jerry's
can be pretty
kids.
quick, depending on how long we talk. Should I save
Tim,
it for next
you're
week?
the pure one. You decide. Actually, Brian, you're the guest. You need to get home.
Save,
No, I'm in a
save it
rush.
for next week or go with it, Tim?
At this
we
point,
make
you
a-
got to
we
go
make
with
a
it.
All right, I'll go with it. So my topic is from @Rabus Rides.
It's not even an original topic.
Not really. When was the last time you cried and why?
God, I love this topic.
It's gonna be a hard one. Do you want me to start this? Because I distinctly remember the last time I cried.
Really?
Are we talking like uncontrollable crying?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Like
I
sobs?
think man tier. Man tier counts.
Ama-
Welled up, maybe one
That
tear
doesn't
started
even
going
count.
out.
I don't
Well, you
think
do
it
the
does.
thing where you're like this, like and no one's looking. You're like, oh, it's the thing in my eye.
No, dude, because I'm like almost welled up in the Lego movie.
I was gonna
Like,
say thank you.
that's
Yeah,
just
there's
like
dumb movies now.
little things
Oh,
like
yeah.
take me. Like I'll watch Up and it'll take me off.
Oh my
Or-
God, are
Or
you kidding
Wally.
me? Yeah.
Like
Well, that movie makes me fun.
when Wally doesn't
Rain
turn on at the
tears.
end, and I'm like Wally. I'm like, oh my God, this fucking robot. I hope they save him from the trash.
I care
pile.
about this robot.
I almost cried
a lot.
Like that's hard.
It's true.
But like the
I'm gonna tell a
Def Leppard like hit the ground in my boxer shorts with a bottle in my hand. Like,
Damn.
no! That happens like once every 5 years. Like, I've been dying since like that's
I
a
have
real.
no idea what you're referencing.
I don't either, but it's so powerful.
It's like a Nick does. It's like
I
a real.
get
You
it.
just
It's
said
like
I
a real,
have no idea.
but it's powerful.
It's a real powerful '80s man cry.
And all right, you tell your story. I'll tell mine. What's going
Mine,
on?
it's always movies, man. The other day, my brother was like, I was down at my brother's house, and he was like, I've never seen the original, the remake of Star Trek. And I'm like, are you kidding me? It's got one of the best intro scenes ever. It always makes me cry. And he goes, no, it doesn't.
This is your
and I'm
cry
like,
story.
it does. And I start describing to my brother
damn.
why it makes me cry, and I start welling up because of that first scene. And he goes, wow, you're really into this. And I'm like, it's just such a beautifully crafted first scene of a
Thor.
movie. And it was Thor, which was even better. It was like a lot more deeper meaning in that. And he's like, well, I got to watch this. And so we start watching it.
Bro,
And
watching
again,
it,
I start
smokes a
welling up,
cigarette.
and I'm trying to do the thing where I'm like, I'm not crying, but this is like really powerful. And he's like, what should we name the kid? And she goes, name after your father. And he's like, Tiberius? No, that's the worst. Let's name after your dad. Let's name him Jim. And I'm like, oh, fight it back. Fight it back. And then he goes, baby, can you hear me? I love you. And he starts to say it again, and he just gets catapulted into that. Like the front, everything explodes. And then you see everyone, because of his sacrifice, they get to live and go on. And I'm just like tearing down the eyes, and I look over at my brother and sister-in-law are like, I don't get it. I was like, oh, are you kidding me? I was like, no, after all of that. But it's such a good scene. And I do. I cry when there's just I'm not cry, but I'll well up when I get a good emotion from film.
Yeah, me
Which
too.
is why I love film.
Yeah.
Which is the same like when you guys play games, I know you get that. And I have never really had that reaction to a game, which is why I don't game that much.
It's not like Tetris.
No, I know it's like The Last of Us, I'm sure. And then when you guys played The Last of Us, I'm sure there was an emotional moment or two in there for you.
Yeah, it's emotional.
Sure.
But that's mine.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm not going to let you go on this. That's your easy one.
Yeah.
When was
Give
the
me
last
a cry.
like
Give me a sob.
big
There's, like, you're
hard
dying.
like where some like
I
if
like
someone
this. Now we each have two now to come
yeah.
up with.
So
Okay.
if someone else was there, they'd have to come in and be like, "Holy shit, are you okay?" Not like, "Wow, that must have been an emotional movie for you."
I don't know that I have one.
Oh fuck.
I might
off.
have a couple moments where it was like, early on in my marriage where I was like when I got married, I was so happy that
okay.
I think I should have teared. But I don't think that I've never had an uncontrollable, or with the exception of potentially like, you know, you'll have a dream when you'll wake up and you're like your friend died, and you wake up and you're like, oh my God, that was insane. Oh, I've been like tearing. But I don't ever remember a time where I was so sad that I've been hit with uncontrollable crying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
Mostly I turn that energy into just rage.
You smash TVs.
I do.
Tables.
And make
You know,
other people cry.
I take it
take
out
it out
on
on
other
you.
people. Like if I'm sad or if I'm angry or lonely or frustrated or scared.
Yeah.
I will immediately go from cry to Hulk smash.
Yeah.
And I'll just take it out.
You'll all feel my rage.
I mean, I've done stupid stuff. I've broken like various knuckles in my hands because when I was a kid, I used to just punch through walls.
Me too. I did the same. That's an Italian thing, right?
It's very gratifying,
Oh my God,
especially if you
it
have
is.
walls that have very thin drywall. You can just put your hand right through it. And you just feel like Magnum PI.
When I moved to college,
Did Magnum PI punch walls
never
a lot?
once. I don't know why I said that. I
Jesus.
don't know why I said that reference.
Nick, when I moved to New York City for college, my mom like 3 months in was just like, "Hey, it was I took down some of the posters in your bedroom, and there were fist holes everywhere. Like basically through every time in high school, it was like, nah, stupid test, bad pop, punch." And eventually, I was just like, I put stuff up all over them. I think that's just like a weird rage thing.
It is.
Alfredo's a wall puncher too.
Is
Oh,
he?
really?
Yeah.
It's so gratifying because it doesn't hurt, and your hand goes through it, and it immediately releases all the energy. You're like, God, that was gratifying. And then you're like, uh-oh, how do I became like a master at like re-drywalling when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because my parents were like, I'm not even mad at you anymore. Just go fix
I'm
it.
impressed.
You're an idiot. Except for the one time we used to have these doors growing up where they were super thin. You can tell there was nothing in them. And I made the mistake of punching one of those.
Yeah.
And you can't drywall the door.
No.
You got to go buy another one.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, you're paying for that.
Did you ever
You're
kick?
an idiot.
Did you ever kick through the
Oh,
door?
I used to kick. There are various parts. If you go to my house in Riverside, you'll see that there are like various alcoves in places that are just really oddly placed. Because we would like, there was a couple times when I was taking like Kempo, I would like square off and like get down in the Kempo stance and just go and like punch 2 holes in a wall. And my dad would just be like, well, that we're gonna have to make a little alcove now where pictures go.
Your dad was
And
like,
he would,
at least
smooth it out and
he's
make a
not shadowboxing the tree anymore.
little- No, I
How
used
many
to-
trees did he kill that day?
Yep.
That damn tree. It was ugly.
Damn it, I'm trying to get mine pulled up. Tim, you go, because I got actually... Or Brian,
Okay.
you can go if you want. You can come back.
Oh my God. Are you saying the death of Superman? Is that what you're gonna say?
No, I have a good story, but you
All
can go ahead and keep shitting on it if you like.
I'm not shitting on it. I'm just kind
No,
of
it sounds like
throwing
you're
it
shitting
on
on
the
it
ground
actually
and
a
shitting
little
on it.
bit. Okay.
It's your hard cry, Superman. You know what? I'm not gonna ask. You want to go first?
Go, Tim.
Doesn't matter.
Do you have
Sure.
one? Go.
Yeah, so I mean, the last 3 times I can remember crying was when my brother got arrested for like the second time, like a couple years ago, and I was just like, this is the end of my family.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
everything's gonna go
That's
bad.
tough.
I don't have the money to fix this. What the fuck am I gonna do? And I just remember it just being really, really bad. And I was like, this is the end. And everything ended up working out. Then when my dad
you made
died,
it work out.
Yeah. When my dad died last year, I cried a lot, and that sucked just because it's like death and shit, you know. But like that was one of those cries that just has to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now transitioning to like the last time I seriously cried, like, and I could not control it. It was just insane. It's very different than those 2 stories. But going back to the movies, Toy Story 3.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
yep. I'm
There's
with you.
2 things in there. There's the one scene, the incinerator scene. I was like, oh my God. And it wasn't even just a tear. I was alone watching the movie, and I'm like, oh my God.
That
I
was
feel a
hard.
tear coming.
God, they're so good.
And I just started crying, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm crying. And then at the end of the movie, like the very end of the movie, just the whole like, yeah, he's moving on with his life type thing.
Yeah.
God, I love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It resonated with me so. I'm sure everybody at IGN, it's like that's their life, you know,
Yeah.
like their toys, having to grow up with their toys, and like all this shit. And I'm just like, I lost it. I cried for just like 10 minutes, just uncontrollably, and I was like, wow,
I feel that.
This is where I'm at.
I actually have not an uncontrollable cry story, but a story where I actually cried. It was at my grandmother's funeral, and I was never crazy close with my grandmother, which sounds really kind of horrible to admit, but I wasn't that close with any of my grandparents, mostly because my grandmother had a lot of kids. Like I had a lot of aunts and uncles, and she was always kind of, more focused on them than her grandchildren. I'm not going to go into that, but at that funeral, my dad, and this is his mother, my dad cried, and seeing my dad, I had never seen my dad cry before. And I just lost it. I had to walk out of the room because I was like, I don't want anyone to see me cry because it's like, I don't know why. I thought I was really embarrassed about it. But watching my dad cry, I was like,
That
oh.
fucks you up.
Yeah.
I saw my
Yeah.
dad cry maybe once or twice in my entire
Exactly.
life.
Me too.
and it
Me
was-
too. The same way.
And
Yeah,
it was like, it. it's like it's like the death of your personal Superman to like to see somebody that you grow up looking at as this like impenetrable force.
I also felt incredibly connected with him at that point because I was like, that really humanized you. Like you went from being a dad to being an adult male who like understands and suffers loss just like the rest of us.
But even then, like somebody that like, for example, my mom, like she cries all the time because she's a mom.
Yeah.
And but then when my brother got arrested, it was seeing her and how she was taking it that like
so hard.
destroyed me.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, like it's just crazy how much people can get affected by others.
Yeah.
All right, so my weak cry, my tearing up thing, the most recent one, because I do it all the time.
You do cry. You cry a lot. Like you wear your heart on your sleeve.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying.
I love that
I
about
was gonna say, you see me cry a lot.
No, I remember when
I tweet about it openly. Like I say, I'm always trying to let others live through my experience and become better people or whatever.
I remember there was a couple times when people left IGN when you were like,
oh my
jokingly
god,
bawling.
oh my
You were
god.
like one person was like, dude, we're gonna see each other tomorrow.
It's
and
only
you were bawling.
it's only once. It was
Was it
Ryan
one?
Clements.
Yeah,
Ryan
that's what I
Clements.
was
I
talking
couldn't
about.
hold it together. Because he had been there I had 3 months on Clements. Like we came up in the same class. And so when Ryan left, I'll never forget. I'm tearing up right now. I mean, it's like the fact that like when he came out of that meeting and everybody saying goodbye, and I walked up to him and he said, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I went, "No," and I lost it. Like
I remember your
exact.
exact words. You said, "No, you're dead to me," because you
Well,
were trying,
I
you
was
were
trying to-
trying
I
to
was
make a joke out of it, and you
yeah.
couldn't do it. And I was
No,
like,
yeah.
that was one of those where I walked away too. I was like, I gotta walk away. And thankfully, I smoked back then because I was
That
like,
makes
I'm
more
gonna have a
sense
cigarette.
because I saw you out the window shadowboxing shirtless.
I'm a man. Believe in me.
Okay.
Band director.
So my most recent cry up, other than right now, like tear up where you get really choked up, that I can think of, because there's a million. Like I'm saying,
Yeah, I get that all the
the
time.
one that I want to talk that's poignant is Adventures of Superman number 28. It's written by Josh Elder. Now this is gonna go full circle, all right?
Okay.
Yeah, Adventures of Superman. If you're not familiar, it's a digital series from DC. I think they do bundle them up together to put them out as comics, but it's weekly. Whatever authors get to come in and write little stories and do whatever. And so they're completely out of continuity. You don't have to worry about, like, you just pick one up and read it and you get it. You know what I mean? Like, you get it. This one is about a little girl coming to visit Metropolis with her family. She's writing Superman a letter, recapping him fighting Metallo. But then it talks about that she's there to get cancer treatment. And so blah, 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 blah. Like, you see the fight from her perspective while she's telling this story. Then it jumps to the very end when the letter's done that she's in the cancer ward. She has no hair. She's gone through chemo, just like I did. You know what I mean? And Superman comes in and talks to her. I'm choking up again. You know what I mean? And gives her a cape and talks to her and does all this awesome stuff. Now, what's awesome about what a small world it is and how lucky I am to have, I don't know, Twitter influence or whatever, that people look at me and can tell that, oh, this guy's got a lot of followers, right? And maybe this would have been for anybody. I don't know. But saw this, read this on the train, started choking up about it. Tweeted about how I was choking up. Josh Elder, the guy who wrote the comic, found my tweet just in minutes. He must have a Google alert or something. Responded back to me about it. We started talking, and I'm like, well, it hit home. You guys told this personal Superman story. This is the Superman I want. You know what I mean? Like, New 52 Superman is very much like I'm an alien. And it's not the Superman I connect with. This is very much red undies Superman, like Superman. I'm like, this is Superman story I want to read, blah, blah, and I'm like, and it doesn't hurt that I had Hodgkin's lymphoma stage 2, like this. And he replies back to me, he's like, no shit, I had that too. That's why I wrote this story. And it's totally one of those like really fucking bizarre things of like, what a small world. You know what I mean? That like something that resonates and touches on so many emotions for me, let alone the people I know who went through the same thing. That's crazy. And then for the uncontrollable cry. Now, granted, this is when I was sick with cancer. Totally emotional roller coaster of chemo up and down. Like, I'm raging 1 minute and totally sad the next. On a Friday where I'd taken off work from IGN to get chemo, I was at I was getting ready to go or whatever. We're going to go to lunch and then go get chemo. I'm on the computer and I get a tweet from somebody at my old newspaper telling me that one of my friends there had died. Like, I don't know if you're still checking the paper. This happened. I wanted to tell you. And I flip out and like, I click on the link and like, it's one of those stupid things where like showing newspapers problems, they'd gone paid subscription. So I couldn't get through it because I'd already used up my 5 free articles for the month. So I'm like, Christine, she was there because she's taking me chemo. Give me your computer. I go on hers. I read the article. I call this guy. I'm trying to get information on things, and I hang up, and I'm like tearing up about it that this is happening, but I'm also tearing up over the anger that I can't go. You know what I mean? That I can't go back to Colombia because I have to get chemo, and I will be in no shape to fly on a Saturday for the wake to do the funeral on Sunday or whatever. And so we go and like that's building inside me, that anger and whatever and else. But I'll never forget this. Me and Christine takes me to lunch, and we're sitting there at lunch, and I start like crying to where I can't even eat or like control about it or whatever. And it's just one of those things. Even then, I'm holding it together. I'm still crying, and I'm still really angry or whatever. Then we go to get chemo that day, and this is the day where it turned out, nobody told me this, of course, but like when you get chemo, your veins shrink, so you can't get needles all the time. And so in the beginning, they're like, you should probably get a port. And you're like, what's a port? They put a port in your chest so they can just plug straight into your heart, so they don't have to give you veins. And I'm like, I don't want to do that, blah, blah. But nobody was like, oh, you probably should do it because your veins are shrink. So they're digging in my arm with needles, both arms just up, like, no, it doesn't work. It's the most painful thing. You know what I mean? Blah, blah. And finally, they left, and they're like, you may have to get a port. We may not be able to do chemo. And that's when I lose it, because it's finally the culmination of everything, the frustration, yada, yada. And I am like just bawling in the chemo room, just like uncontrollably sobbing. You know what I mean? And Christine's obviously there for me because she's awesome. But like, like they come back in and they're like, we didn't expect you to take it so hard that you'd have to get a port. And I'm like, it's not the port. You know what I mean? It's like the upside to all this was because I couldn't get chemo that day, I got to go fly to Colombia and be a part of this stuff. But like, it was just like, that was like the time when like, I can't remember last time I couldn't hold it together, with the exception of the Clement stuff.
Yeah.
But
you were okay.
That came after.
You had a few
No,
moments.
I guess that was actually after it.
Yeah.
That's also that God, that seems so much longer ago, but you're right. That was after this fact.
There was also
ago, yeah.
Was it the 1 year anniversary of your cancer, or when you found out?
Oh right, yeah, but that was a tear up. I count that as like Adventures of Superman.
Yeah.
Where like you're right. Like I guess then honestly, yeah, the most recent thing was when Clements left IGN.
Yeah.
And and it was one of those few times like I've held like I'll never forget it when Roper left IGN, and like I was suddenly thrust into this leadership position of like, all right, Clements, let's go over there and talk to him and say goodbye. And it was totally one of those things like, you remember the old office where like there was like that wall separating us and we had to go around it.
Yeah.
And just before we went, I started to lose it, and I had to stop Ryan to pull it together to go back around and do it. And like that killed me. You know what I mean? Like and that's what it's all about, is just like, we talk about it, like, we get to review toys and do this and yada, and you build like Jeremy Dunham came back to IGN today. For
Did he?
10 seconds. He was in town for something. He was there to say hey. He had been calling me, but every time he called me, we were about to go into the tunnel on the train, so I never answered it.
Right.
And then I got to IGN and came up, and he was sitting there. I was like, holy shit, man. I was wondering why you kept calling me. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those things of like, I don't know.
You're like, didn't you get the hint? That's why I didn't answer. And you just walked right by him.
No, it's one of those awesome things that we build these awesome relationships here. You know what I mean?
We do.
Like anytime
We
you
do.
lose anybody, it's crazy.
And once you're IGN, you're always IGN. That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of we've had a couple people move on to other media outlets, and they're still IGN.
That was
They're still IGN.
Wait, real quick, that like you saying that reminded me that the most recent time I cried was after Toy Story. There was a YouTube video about 5 months ago of this girl that was like 16, and she was bullied at school and stuff. And this goes back to the whole internet hazing stuff. Like it was the whole AIM situation where someone on Facebook put out some picture that she sent to her boyfriend, and like everyone saw her naked, and like everyone made fun of her for everything. And she had to change schools, and then that school got a hold of it, and like she had to change schools again and all this stuff. And then she started cutting herself, started doing all that like bad stuff. She made a YouTube video. She's not a YouTuber at all, just a girl with a camera, and it was all just sad music playing, and she would just pull up cards, like little flashcards, and she like wrote a story, like it was like a 10-minute video of just, hey, my name is this, and then it went through the whole story about how she cut herself and how everything was bad, and she just wanted to end it all. And then
I think I remember this.
It was recent.
Yeah.
She found somebody to help her or whatever, and she was like, I'm so happy for this or whatever. And like then she started going around to different like schools and shit and like helping kids or whatever. And the whole video was supposed to be like, and she starts crying like mid video and stuff, and it was super sad. And I was just like, man, like I'm happy that this is out there and people can see this and whatever.
Yeah.
And then like a week later, she killed herself after releasing this video that just helped so many people.
Right.
I lost it then. I was just like, man, like she was helped. She was good. But,
You're right,
man,
I
that
cry
made
a
me feel
lot.
so bad.
Because now I'm thinking about it. I choked up at Beyond 300. I choked up when I said goodbye to Goldfarb on Beyond.
Well, these
you're
are,
right. I do.
But these are emotional moments for you. It's not like you're like.
I mean, like this is what I was talking
we're
about.
out
Like
of bourbon.
Yeah, no.
You're not doing that.
By no means am I saying, man, I'm a
You're not
pussy.
a dandy.
I cry a lot.
You're definitely not a dandy.
I don't give a crap that I cry a lot. I'm glad I share those emotions. But I always talk about it. The fact that we get to, I don't know, that we. It's what I always talk about with Podcast Beyond, right? But listen, you're my friend, and I get that when I meet you in real life and you don't have anything to say to me, it's because our relationship for 330 episodes has been me talking to you. Mm-hmm. You don't know how to talk to me. You know what I mean? I get that.
Right.
So it's the same way that like when Goldfarb leaves, you know what I mean? When Ryan leaves, when Roper leaves, I get now, maybe not back in the day as much, but now that it's the same thing for you. You're losing that person without ever being able to express to them how much that means. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I get the weight of that relationship.
Yeah.
Just like when you die, everyone here on this show is going to miss
be
you.
Probably before I'm 40. For the first like 30 years of my life, I just destroyed my body. Ate whatever
You look really
I wanted,
good now, though.
smoked cigarettes.
Christine will say
yeah,
that
but
once
on the
in a while.
inside, I'm like, I'm probably rotting away.
Yeah, Christine says it all the time. She's like, well, yeah, you're doing fine now. Like we eat better now, but how many years was it before I got a hold of you?
30 years. You got to get 30 years of just abuse.
Yeah, I refuse to go to the
You
doctor.
used to abuse yourself too.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I used to smoke. I used to just bum cigarettes off you left and right. And every time you'd be like this, oh, I'll go with you again.
Like randomly the other night, Greg sent me a picture of the episode of Up at Noon.
The cancer one when I announced that I had cancer. Yeah, and I was like,
And
this used to be you.
He's like, look at this guy. This isn't even you anymore. And I'm like, I don't even realize that because I mean, I pumped the brakes a little bit, but it hasn't been like. To me, it hasn't been like it totally changed
I totally
everything.
see it.
But
I totally
for
see
everybody
it.
else, it's like, man, everything's
Dude,
changed.
you walked in the other day and you're in like badass skinny jeans and you were like doing a cayenne pepper cleanse.
I'm not doing a cayenne pepper cleanse. I don't
And
even know
you
what the
were
fuck that means.
I was like,
I would never do a cayenne
Altano,
pepper
you're
cleanse.
looking really good, and you literally looked at me and were like, "I'm sorry, who are you?" And then you just kept.
That
walking.
never happened. Okay, if I
You
got
just kept
cayenne pepper,
walking.
I would put it on a chicken sandwich.
No bread though. Vegan
No, I
before
would do the
sex.
bread. Bread is vegan. You can have. Just try not to eat.
It's
too
made
much
of
it.
flour. Flour is
Pump the brakes
a
on the bread
plant.
a
The
little bit.
pterodactyl will fall together. Oh, you shit on the plant.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an extended episode of
Wait,
the
did Brian
Game
do
Over
his?
Greggy show. Yeah, didn't he?
No, he didn't do it.
No, I thought.
Do I have to?
I thought you audible. Yeah, you did. Remember, you said I have a third one, and you did the third one, which was muscular women. Fuck you, Nick
no,
Scarpino.
no. Tell the story about
cry
crying.
story.
His cry story.
Oh fuck. Do I have?
Are you
If
doing
you're
is that the
listening
Nick
to the video, I'm
Scarpino?
dancing. No, it's just Greg Miller dance. Sorry.
You don't have to
Tell
do
me
your
your
cry
cry
story.
No, yes, he does. I didn't realize he had skipped out. I'm sorry.
The hard cry
I'm trying to
story?
be a good host, Scott. What was your light cry story?
I mean, my light cry. Okay, so I'll do two.
Thank you.
I'll do what you did, where there's the easy light cry story, where it's like, oh well, I was watching Chopped, and the guy put too much bacon, and they're like, oh, it's salts, and they fired him. That's my light. Like I'm like you. I open up.
Sure.
Watching the dumbest
Here-
shit. It doesn't matter what it is.
Here's my question for you. And
Yeah.
granted, now this is very much a chicken and the egg thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like once I fell in love for the first time, everything got fucked up on that scale. Where I would see something and totally be way more emotional than I
my
should have
God.
been.
So,
Back in the old days, I'd watch shows and not be like a rock, but not be like, oh,
Are you when I
or like
was,
Toy Story. You know what I mean?
when I was falling in love with my wife? One of I think it was like a year into dating, we saw Up.
Oh.
And this was like when I was toying around with the idea of asking her to marry me. And that first scene, I was like,
Yeah.
that was actually one. Stupid to say, that was one of the first moments of my life. I was like, I'm gonna marry this woman.
This
I
old
was
man
like-
with his balloons got the right idea.
No, but I wanted. That was such a beautiful scene because I wanted that. No matter how hard it ended, I wanted all the lead up to that.
So these are two great Greg ways because
Greg Way?
Yeah, Greg
Greg
Way.
Way.
The last time I the first movie I ever watched with my ex-girlfriend, and I don't know if you met my ex-girlfriend.
Which one?
Which one?
Doesn't matter. I'm not gonna say names.
The one you lived with?
Did I start with a D?
No, the one I live with now, the one I'm engaged to.
No, no.
Yeah, that one.
Okay,
the one I
gotcha.
used to live with.
Yeah.
Thank you for not.
I thought you said live or live.
lived. I said lived.
I heard
as in
live.
the-
I heard live over here.
all
on
right,
this side of the
tables flip. Show's
Chop
over.
it in half.
Break this over
Portillo's
Tim's
sick 'em.
head.
the first movie, and she was from the East Coast, and I met her out here, and it was sort of like, hey, I found refuge in California, meeting a girl from New Jersey, and we were very intense very early on. We fell in love, and everything was great. And Up was the first movie we watched together, which is really weird. This is why it's all coming back. And within a few months, she was like, hey, I'm moving from LA to San Francisco because, my job's changing. I soon found out that she did that to be closer to me. And that would have fucked me up. Had I known that earlier on, I kind of would have been like, please don't do that.
Don't do
like,
that for me.
no one should do that for anybody. Like, give it some time. Let's figure this out. Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But 3 or 4 months in, she's like, I'm switching jobs. I'm coming to stay. So I was like, okay, cool. And I helped her get an apartment. And a few months later, we talked about it. And I was like, you should move out of that apartment and move in with me. So we moved in together. And things were very intense. And we lived together for about a year. And then we said, hey, you know, like, I don't know where this relationship's going. We're fighting a lot. We both smoked Parliament menthol lights. We both drank vodka sodas. Like, she drank as much as I did or more, and ate as much as I did or more, smoked as much as I did. It was always like there was always something. It
was like a challenge.
Yeah, you finish a cigarette, you finish a drink. Like, oh, let's make food. Let's go out here. Let's go do that. Let's fuck. Let's blah blah blah. It was never just like sitting idly. There was always something. So eventually, it was kind of like, I don't know. I think this relationship like needs to stop. But instead of stopping it, I made the mistake of going, let's move out, move into a new place together. Maybe location will fix this. I don't really feel like that has ever helped anyone in the history of anything.
No, it just makes your rent
A
more
change of
expensive.
scenery will help.
Right. Like, I don't think, like, if you took all the characters from Game of Thrones and you put them in Candyland, like, they'd still fucking kill the horse. Right? So that's what relationships are like.
Sorry,
if you
for a
wanna
second I was like, I was thinking Chutes and Ladders.
Shoots and Ladders is great. They're sliding up and down, but they're all stabbing each other and fucking their sisters. It's gross. One of them wants
Spoilers.
dragons. Spoilers.
There's a dragon.
So we moved to Oakland, which was like, to me, moving to Oakland, like, I'm from like New Jersey and New York. Like, moving to Oakland was like, what the fuck happened into your life to move to Oakland from San Francisco? Like,
Yeah, Ryan Clements.
your commute doubled or tripled. You know, you're so, like, midnight strikes here, and everyone's like, well, taking the train home, and I'm like, I can't do that. You know, it felt so far, and I would get on the BART, and the BART train sounded like a monster. I don't know if you guys have ever ridden the BART.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just like,
What I always tell friends is like, Oakland is literally Gotham
Yeah,
City.
yeah.
Like, there was a time, I shit you not, where I turned on the news
Yep.
and the mayor was asking the guardian angels to come to town and help police the streets.
Yeah.
And that's literally the
That's
equivalent
Oakland.
of the
Yeah,
mayor being like, Batman, please.
Like, there's the
come
light.
help.
So it's really weird because I moved to Oakland during Occupy Oakland, which means that my first thoughts of Oakland were, there are constantly helicopters in the sky, and there's rioters and looters destroying everything. So about a month in, me and the ex-girlfriend go, this is absolutely not working. And this is after, like, we did what you guys did, where we're like, we're going to put up some fake walls and put up some posters everywhere.
We're going to put up some fake walls and make this spare bedroom into a studio.
Like, it's going to feel like a real place. So, like, our art was on the walls, furniture we bought together was there. Like, you have a life together when you live with somebody. And then we decided to call it quits. And we got in a fight, and it was like, this is over. And she goes, all right, you have to move out. And I was like, I have to move out.
Glad to move out.
And she was like, you have a month to find a new place. And it was right before Thanksgiving. And she went to go see her family for the weekend. And it was like Tuesday night before Thanksgiving. And I called my mom. And I was like, I just moved in to a new place in a new city. None of my friends are here. I'm nowhere near work. I'm nowhere near my family. I'm 3,000 miles away from the East Coast. I don't know anybody here. It's heartbreaking. And I'm in this apartment full of things that we share together, and I'm here by myself. And my mom bought me a ticket to come back home for Thanksgiving. And it was just like, that was probably like $2,000. My parents were just like, here, come home, get out of there, be with your family for the weekend. I came home, hugged everyone. And then I got there, like, the only thing we could get you back is like a connecting flight that stopped in fucking Wyoming or whatever the fuck. So it took me like 14 hours to get home. I left New Jersey at like 6 a.m. I got to Oakland, or I got to the airport at like 7 o'clock at night. And then 7 o'clock at night, I take an hour and a half BART train to the train station that broke down. Another thing broke down. And finally I'm walking home, and I'm like, all I have is my suitcase with my clothes and this apartment I'm going to that's completely empty. And my suitcase burst open.
Oh my god.
Zipper broke. Jesus. All my dirty clothes spill all over the street. I'm folding them back in, and I'm holding the suitcase, and I'm sweating, and I'm disgusting, and I'm like shuffling home, and I just hit the fucking ground. In Oakland, a fucking Apache helicopters in the sky, riders being like, fuck the 1%. And I just burst into tears, like cried harder than I've ever cried in my entire life. Because I was like, I don't have a home. I don't have a place to go. I don't even have a suitcase. And then I went to IGN the next day, and I'm like, it's okay. And, you know, I worked through it, and eventually I found a new apartment, met a new girl, and everything was wonderful. But that was That was
Sure,
my rock bottom
sure.
of the last
So
like.
that was the 80s rock moment. Now it
Yeah.
all makes sense.
That was my
Okay.
That
Def
That was your
Leppard.
like platoon moment.
Yeah,
where you're just
exactly.
Like, nah, I'm getting shot in the back by Viet Cong.
And then my light cry was like 2.5 years later. I was in my apartment with my fiance, who I'd met like, luckily 2 months or miraculously 2 months after I broke up with the last one, which like I always felt was too soon for a relationship, but it worked somehow. It didn't feel like I rushed it or anything like that. And I was on one knee and I was proposing.
Dang.
And a lot of things happened between now and then, or then and now to
Learned how to make pizza.
yeah, I learned how to make pizza and all that. But I looked up and this beautiful woman that I fell in love with like burst into tears in joy of like me doing what I was doing, and I made everything in her life better and different. And I looked up and I started crying, and I was like, "Wow,
That's
everything
awesome.
has just come back full circle." I never really told that story before, but there it is.
There you go. Game Over Greggy show exclusive. Cheers.
See, Greg, aren't you glad that I interrupted you?
I am. Well, oh, Tim's got nothing. 'Cause he's a
Oh,
pure
good
one.
job. No, I'm not cheersing you with that giant bottle of Coca-Cola. Yeah.
It's not giant.
Medio litro.
Medio litro. Nick, fill 2 seconds.
So, Brian, thanks so much for coming on the show, by the way.
Thank you
We'll have
guys
to
for
have you
having me.
back on.
I love
That's
this show.
This was good.
Legitimately a big fan.
Really, really good. Greg, what are you looking up?
Just fucking fill time.
That's
Is
not how
it
you
that
vamp,
hard?
you know?
Jesus.
Well,
Yeah, thank
don't know.
you. Are
I'm
you
sorry.
right?
You said, I can't vamp on cue. I don't know. That's terrible.
You
I'm not
can't.
like you guys.
You can't have a conversation with the 3 people you've been having a conversation.
Rank the 3
with.
Die Hard movies.
No, it's
right now.
overdone. It's too late for that shit.
Okay,
Fine,
I guess I'll
we
never
need to
know.
find-
Isn't there way more Die Hards than 3?
There's
There are
4.
3 Die Hard
There's
movies.
5.
Nope, there are 3 Die Hard movies.
There are only 3 that I care to legitimately
rank
just
them.
1, 2, 3.
Ladies and
1, 2,
gentlemen,
3. That's how you rank them.
that's been another episode of the Game Over Greggy Show. Thank you so much for joining us. Here's some breaking news that you will now hear ad nauseum for quite some time. We have a panel at PAX East.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
That's very awesome. We're very lucky. Sunday, April 13th at 12 p.m. in the Bumblebee Theater. The Game Over Greggy Show will be live. It'll be myself, Tim, and 2 special guests who I'm currently signing to contracts with their lives.
Blood with blood.
I don't want to say their names. So that
Is one of them Keenan Thompson?
I can assure you it is not Keenan Thompson.
Is one of them Kel Thompson?
Is one of them
Mitchell.
Keenan
Kel
Ivory
Mitchell.
Wayans?
I'll
I
tell
hate
you.
you guys
Come
so
on.
much.
You know, I didn't
So if you're
watch
going to
that far
PAX
in a
East, come
good
see us on
burger.
Sunday. The other thing is you guys were not nearly aggressive enough with your attempts to get Tom Green to collaborate with us. I think 3 people tweeted
That was really
at-
nice.
Oh, and
those
also-
people that did, though.
Oh, of
If
course,
you do
of course.
tweet at him, there's no E. Well, there's 2 E's in green, but there's no E at the end of green.
Were they,
Like,
Are
I
you
keep
sure about
seeing
you
that?
weren't
at
even
Tom.
checking the tweets?
Yeah, I keep seeing at Tom Green with an E. I'm like,
Last week we talked about Tom Green.
Oh no, I'm
Blah,
putting
blah,
all
blah.
this together. That's awesome. Please make that happen.
Well, we're trying. We have more subscribers than him. That's the one thing we're trying to. We're saying we can get you more if you come to our show.
Oh, don't bully him into
Which
that.
that's not bullying.
It's a
that's
fair
how
exchange.
collaborations work.
It's an exchange. Watch, from this,
Oh, I see how it is.
you're going to get at least 3 extra Twitter followers from this
That's
show.
true.
From
You're
doing
gonna-
this
you're
shit.
gonna
2
get
hours of your life for 3 followers. Boom.
I know. I've been
For the
I've been
4
meaning
people
to,
who follow Game Over Greggy content and don't know Agent Bizzle.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've been meaning to be to like work with you in some capacity.
You guys should hang out more during the workday.
This is one of those things.
I
Every,
know.
whenever we mention Comedy Button,
Yeah.
we always link to Comedy Button's YouTube channel. The link is in the description below. Make sure you go there, follow them. Make sure you listen to them every Friday. It's a free podcast. It's not even like us. We charge you $1 for the MP3. You can go get their MP3 for free. You can get our video for free on Mondays at youtube.com/gameover.
Thanks for the plug. That was sweet.
No problem. Anytime. Please, you know what we're all about.
Oh, I know.
Also, you have an album,
I do.
Misanthrope.
which
also-
is fucking awesome.
It's
like on
really
some
good.
real shit. Going back to Tim, Mr. fucking independent hip hop and shit. This is some real shit. Like, wait, trip hop? Is it some trip hop?
No, I hate that word.
But
To me,
it's in
so
the
like,
same vein as what people call that stuff.
Yeah, you can call it whatever you want. When I made it, it was a hip hop album to me.
There
It's
you
an
go.
instrumental
And I'm with
album.
that.
But it's also free, and it's at misanthropealbum.com, and go grab it for free. It takes 35 minutes to listen to, and hopefully your life will be a little better during that time. If not, then I can maybe I'll help you next time around.
It's one of those really cool things. I want to gush about this for a second because I really do support this.
Thank you.
It's one of those. It's trip hop esque, but it's harder, which makes it hip hop. But it has all the, like those little like the vocal samples,
All little
and just
subtleties
random
and-
little like
yeah.
random things where it like tells the story even though it's instrumental. It's awesome.
Thank
Love
you.
that shit.
Thank you so much,
Love
man.
it.
Thank you guys, man.
Would you ever collaborate with Nelly if I can set that up?
Yes, of
I
course.
love Nelly.
Of course. What
What
is
about Fred Durst? Would you hang out with Fred Durst?
That's
and do
a- that's
collab?
I like how there was a deep breath.
So that's a much less hard, of course.
Yeah,
It's an
You'd
of
do
course
it,
on a
though.
different.
You'd have to
Okay,
do
so
it.
I think I would collaborate with Fred Durst on Up at Noon. I don't think I would make music with Fred Durst.
You know, he signed to Young Money.
Yeah, I know about that.
I don't know what that means.
You know, that's our link to Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Because I want the Lil Wayne
There's
Altano.
old money, and then there's young
I'm
money.
definitely not listening to you.
I'll-
And
I
There's
will-
new money, and then there's old money.
Tim, I will
Which part of
burrow.
where do Blue Bloods fall into?
Same in Middle America. I don't know. Flyover states. That's a thing too.
We're just naming like Image Comics.
We've
now,
been.
right?
This is going like 2.5
Image
hours.
Comics, funny. Everybody should read The Walking Dead.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
He'll go there.
yeah.
That's weird how they made his butt. Like that's just like here's.
I mean, he's a babe.
That's his
It
butt.
looks like he's half frozen in carbonite.
Yeah, but nobody thought about that. They're like, here's here. He's a cop and he's got a gun. Also, stop at his ass.
What do
in
you
the
mean?
back.
What do you mean?
That's just his butt.
That's what a
Going through
normal
the
butt looks
mud.
like in
I
the
don't have a
apocalypse.
hand.
But it's
I
just
got
a
a
weird.
cool
Like, why
beard.
not just stop here? Why do they have to go like to?
Oh, I see.
like, why not just do the waist up? Why is there a butt?
Because you
Kudos for
want
the cool beard.
you want all this stuff
Nope.
here. Yeah, you
All
want
right.
the.
All
you-
right.
It's not a
We're
bust.
2.5 hours into this.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Game Over Greggy show. Every Friday, you can pick it up as an MP3 for $1 at GameOverGreggy.bandcamp.com. Then you can get it for free as a video over on YouTube.com/GameOverGreggy. GameOverGreggy.com for short. Why don't we sell you the video for $1 on Fridays? Because that would be a lot of work. So please stop asking and just enjoy the free video.
How do you sell a video?
Exactly, right? Thank you. You solved that, and you're the next millionaire.
If
I'm
you
sure
know,
Tim
sound
knows.
off in the comments below, and these dudes can get rich as shit.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Nick.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you, Colin, for putting up with us yelling while you're next door in another room. This is the Game Over Greggy show, and we're out, and you're dead.